Gentlemen, we are live. All right, this is what our second coffee talk.
Yeah.
We have our good friend here, Alex
Hey,
Shirley.
Shirls.
Hey, pleasure is always to be here with
Yeah,
y'all.
buddy.
Oh man, I've been looking for this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on, buddy.
Tell us about your song that you just put out.
You know, this one, I'm real proud of this. I know my boy OB is too. Put this together back quarantine summer, and I told people, I'm like, this is the first one where I thought, damn, we could really make something work with this. Like everything just came together so fluid, almost like you weren't even trying, but you know, it was.
And you can hear it too.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you can hear it too.
Oh, I love that song.
There was some passion putting it out.
You guys are on what? You guys are on everything, right? Spotify.
All platforms there now. So, and we got the album coming in about a month or so.
Nice.
And stay tuned. In 2 weeks, we got another single dropping for y'all. It's gonna be a good one.
Is that the
We got
Cheska one?
It is not actually. It's another. It's a more of a vibe, kind of the same wave. This one kind of got my duffel bag a little bit.
Okay.
You know? So I think everybody's gonna enjoy on that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, dude.
It's gonna be great.
So you guys got to listen to him on Spotify, Apple Music, right? It's A. Shirl and Del O.B.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. Do you have all your stuff in your bios?
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
socials?
All links. A.Show58. You can find SoundCloud link, Spotify link, anything right there. All good to go.
Word.
Solid.
Speaking of music, Gavin, what was that music video or that what was the thing you showed me in the car with the people that are going to be all the rappers that are going to be doing?
Yeah. Did you see the trailer for the halftime show at the Super Bowl?
I did not know.
Yeah, so it's they did like a trailer for all the artists that are going to be like on the halftime show, and it was like Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and Dr. Dre.
I knew
back,
Kendrick
baby.
and Dre. I did not know about the rest of them there.
Yeah, it was a tough video. Like it
God.
starts off and it's like Rap God starts playing, and then it's like Eminem lyrically like battling Slim Shady. So it's like Eminem standing here and then like Slim Shady standing in front of him, and then he's like still like spitting at each other and like putting words
like
together.
Holographs?
Yeah. Yeah, like it's literally like they're like going back, and then like Eminem's phone rings, and then like Slim Shady like disappears, and he's like, oh shit, and he like leaves.
Yep.
And then like they do that for everyone. Like everyone's like Mary J. Blige is in like she's recording a music video, and then her phone rings, and then like it's like everything. They're going to the Super Bowl. So
Yeah, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, we're gonna put it like right here, so you guys can see it and check it out.
Yeah.
But for those of you who are on Spotify or Google Podcasts or wherever, check it out. That's actually pretty cool. I'm actually really excited to like see that instead of the Super Bowl.
I just hope that they do it good, like they do it justice to everybody. Because the one year it was I forget who exactly it was. Is that my phone? Oh God.
All phones in the stew.
Disrespectful.
Amateur hour.
Amateur hour.
I'm sorry. Well, I apologize. It was my doctor saying that no
Hemorrhoids.
No, yeah, I hope that I forget it was like Lady Gaga or The Weeknd. Maybe it was The Weeknd.
The Weeknd.
Yeah, it was his music. His thing was so elaborate that like I didn't care about it. Like he was going from like the very top, like all the way through the stadium, through the
And he
field,
had the mask,
the
things on 'cause of
mirrors.
his-
It was seen
Yeah.
that the
Yeah.
whole way through.
Quick question, because we got a black guy here. How do you feel about The Weeknd doing whiteface? Is that okay? Like, is that acceptable?
Asking the hard hitting questions.
You know, it depends. It depends on the person you're talking to there.
That's
all
true.
A lot of people will say, "Oh, entertainment purposes, X, Y, and Z. It's okay." But I just want to slap him. Like,
That's true. Yeah,
Come
because
on
like
now.
imagine if it was like Eminem just came out in his blackface, like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Oh shit! Not to
He-
change the
he
subject,
couldn't- he
but
couldn't dodge the hate.
guys, this is our producer / other best friend, Ben Kleit. You can't see him; you can sort of see him in the corner there.
Look in the camera real quick. Just look in the camera. No, the other
That's
way.
they're not there.
Nope,
Come this way. Come this way. Yeah,
there he is.
Those of you who can't see him, who listen to Spotify and all the other platforms when you're in your car, whatever it is, or you're listening to us in your shower. Clyde's also one of our really good friends here. He's been our producer for a little bit now, kind of helping us get a lot of these kinks out. So I wanted to give him obviously a shout out.
Probably something else we should
real
talk
one.
about really quick before we get into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So last time we did this. I had a mustache and hair was different, and so it was a considerable amount of time.
Oh yes, yes.
He's way uglier now.
Yeah, I'm way uglier now.
things done change.
Yeah. No. So I think the last one we put out was like beginning of December.
Yeah,
it was like December 5th.
Yeah.
So just to give a quick preface for everybody that's been wondering where we've been at, we ran into some
Your mom's
technical
house.
problems. Yeah, I mean, well, did you at least like get the milk or?
No, I did
No,
not.
okay.
My bad. Sorry.
Anyway,
Yeah. Maybe next
anyway,
time.
yeah, for sure. Wait, what is that? Oh, crazy.
Stupid.
Mom says you can't hit me anymore, okay?
So basically, we ran into some technical problems. We tried to fix it, didn't work. And then with the holidays, coming out of Thanksgiving, going into Christmas, with the New Year and everything, and starting new jobs and everything, it kind of got a little crazy for a while. But we should be back better, doing our thing. We actually have the resources now to bring more people on the podcast.
Thank you, Kleit.
Thank you, Kleit. We have an actual producer now.
Team's growing.
Team is growing.
Joe Rogan, I told you.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, you better watch out.
Yeah,
All
coming
right.
for you. Coming for you.
I would fight him.
Dude, he would kick you in the shin once and then it's just over. He'd kick anybody in the shin once and they just break.
Oh, God.
Joe Rogan's like, he's like 5'8" or 5'6" or something.
It's like 5'3", I think.
Dude,
No
do not
way.
disrespect him in front of me. Someone look
No,
this
I thought he
up.
was like
No way.
5'5", 5'6".
We're gonna
Yeah,
put it right here. We're gonna
Maybe
start.
let's be like 5'9". We're like disrespecting him.
That's the boy though, bro. Yo, so you don't watch the fight last night, but he was
I
roasting.
did watch the fight last
Okay.
night.
5'8". I don't
5'8".
believe it.
Yeah.
I don't
He
believe
is,
that.
bro.
Dude, he's
Check them shoes.
Dude,
Check them
so
shoes.
okay, when McGregor broke his ankle, right? He
gets
down.
I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter. So right after, so he ran over to McGregor's like, "How was the fight? How was the fight?" And then McGregor was like, "Yeah, your wife's in my DMs," like all this stuff. And then
The
all over
crazy
Twitter,
stuff,
because he like knelt down to talk to him,
Yeah.
right? And all over Twitter was, "I don't know why Joe knelt down, bro. He could have just done the thing from standing." I'm like, you can't do him like that. And they were really just roasting my mans. And then he gets on the podcast later that week. He goes, "I'm never kneeling down to another fighter ever again."
Well, I mean, listen, that takes some some prowess, like some skill to be like he's on the floor. Most people be like, "I'm just not doing an interview." He was like,
Yeah.
"Screw that, I'm getting my
he-
money's worth, bro.
yeah,
Come
He's
here."
always getting his interview.
You know what I mean? He's getting in
He
there.
will
like-
wake you up. He'll get the smelling salts. He'll slap the shit out you.
Well, remember the one? He was like talking. I think his interviews, post fight interviews, got even more popular after the Derek Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My balls.
My balls is hot. Yeah.
Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
My balls was hot.
Trump told me to go knock that big Russian ass. Dude, that was the. I was watching that. Me and Tyler were at like a Hooters watching that, and the entire place. That was the. I will say, I've been to a lot of bars for like football games, baseball games, basketball games, fights, whatever.
For sure.
That was the only time where literally the entire bar, every person, including the workers, literally were like into the actual fights. Like when he said that, the entire bar like laughed their ass off. Like, and I mean, like, yeah, like it happens, but like I was just like looking around. I was like, there wasn't one person on their phone. There wasn't one person. Like they were just cracking up. There were people were like, it was like the prelims, and some like Indian guy or Asian guy or whoever it was got knocked out, and people were like, yeah,
They're getting
like,
rowdy.
Chicky and Pete's on a fight night.
Dude, I want to
Is
go
it
to one
Is it
so
crazy?
bad.
world.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You
People
would
go there
never
just
expect it.
because they're really big for like.
They'll
doing,
they'll
the
do like a there'll be like a door.
Yeah, like
they'll
a
buy
$5
the
or
fight and you
whatever
got
it
like
is.
$10 at the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk and watch.
Well,
the
that's how it
fight.
was at Hooters too. There was like $10 to get in or 15 to get in, and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they be throwing
because that was because that was the Khabib card with Connor, and that's where that was. So we were watching it, and like I was at like PJ's for like a Super Bowl, and it was just supposed to be like the biggest sporting event like on TV like in the world, like you know what I mean, and people were like not caring about the game whatsoever. Like there was like an old couple there, and they were like, "Why is everyone here?" Like, you know what I mean?
People who go to
so
the bar
loud.
for the Super Bowl
Yeah.
probably don't care about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was like,
they're
we
just
were
going out to dinner.
We were
That's
watching
kinda how
it.
it-
And I was
yeah.
like, it was just, and it was the worst Super Bowl in history too. It was the Patriots Rams 2018.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were gonna say the Broncos and Seahawks one. or something
No,
like that.
dude,
Is that
I
good?
watched that game painfully because I'm a huge
Uh-oh.
Peyton Manning fan.
Yeah.
Listen, all I'm
That
saying
game's
though
rough to
is
watch.
the Eagles still beat Brady.
The Eagles still did beat Brady. Yes.
Yeah, didn't happen this year though.
No.
It's not.
Didn't happen the year before either.
Shut up.
Well, wait. Technically, we should have beat him in 2019, but Nelson Aguilar couldn't catch the ball.
I'm
So.
out here catching babies, unlike Nelson
Aguilar.
Aguilar.
But no, I think Tom Brady still has that loss stuck in his head
Oh, definitely.
because they interviewed him. They were like, do you ever think about like the loss in the Super Bowl? He's like, the one that doesn't hurt it's not the game I don't think about the most is the Atlanta win. It's the Philly loss.
Well, from what I heard, there was like a whole documentary team following him that entire season.
For him to win.
That was going to be his retirement, retirement season. He had a documentary that was going to watch him become like the best quarterback, most winning quarterback ever. And then they lose. And he's like, all right, I'm playing. Move teams, I'm still playing.
You know what? Soiled the whole plot.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that
Nice
too
job.
is like, I remember when it was like a week prior to the game, and I was listening to somebody like some podcast, and they were like, "Listen, guys, if you're an Eagle fan, we respect you. You know, we're glad you got here. You beat the Vikings. You beat the Falcons. Good for you.
Yeah.
You don't have a chance against the Patriots. You're not putting up 10 points against them." And he was just going off. And then literally, like, I looked up the same guy after we won. He goes, "All right, Brady, what are we doing?"
I love
He
this.
was like, "What are we doing?" And, dude, it was hysterical. And Brady, like, we won, but he like broke the record for most passing yards in a Super Bowl at like 540 something. Like,
And it still
He
wasn't enough.
cares.
How does that
Wasn't enough.
feel, dude? I'm not gonna lie to you. If I broke the record for that many passing yards and I lost to the fucking Eagles, that would haunt me for the rest
Well,
of my
Oh,
life.
yeah.
well,
Well, how do you think he feels losing to Eli Manning twice, though, too?
yeah.
I don't
just sits
think
on
a
silent.
record like that is really what was ever on Brady's mind. Like, it's not like he came into me like, oh, I'm gonna get the most passing yards.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
but it was
he's
just
never
funny.
gonna win.
Like, he
Yeah.
broke a record, and like it's like a hard record to beat too, because you're facing we had a top 10 defense that year too, and we had a top 5 offense. We actually had the number 1 offense at one point before Wentz got hurt, and then we had we were like top 6 defense. We were like a 6th ranked defense in that year, but. Brady was just making us look. It was funny because in the first 2 quarters, it was like, well, the first quarter and like midway through the second, we were just like 3 and out. We were just shutting them down, and then Brady was like, "We'll get a touchdown here, a field goal here, touchdown here," and then he came back from halftime and was like, "Y'all are done." he was like, "Nah." Yeah, he came out and just was like, "Oh, Gronk, yeah, we'll give you the ball now, touchdown. Oh, Gronk, give you the ball, give you a touchdown."
Listen, I talk about it all the time. I think it is fucking funny how he goes, "Yeah, you know what? They're not gonna trade me. I'm gonna retire." Literally a month
my
later,
God.
bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Well,
back.
we
The
knew-
Bucks picked me up.
I
knew
knew
what
that
was
was going to
gonna
happen
happen.
because he was like, "I retire," and I was like, "You're not retiring," because he was supposedly going to retire in like 2014 after he like broke his neck or tore his ligament in his elbow or something.
Yeah.
Something crazy happened where he had to leave for the rest of the year, and they were like, "He's going to retire. He can't keep getting hurt." A couple years later, he's like the best tight end ever. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like,
4
it's
concussions
ridiculous.
later,
Some
too.
stem cells.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's weird about that now? It's harder to get stem cell research ever since what it was. Joe Rogan talked about it a lot, but then who just did a whole take on it? That like, Dana White. Dana White just did a whole interview. They're like, all right, well, what's this whole thing with like ivermectin and the whole thing with like stem cells? And he goes, listen, this is not some rich boy shit. That's literally what he says. He goes, they have now made it harder for people to get stem cell research, get ivermectin, and all this stuff. And he goes,
Don't you have to go to like a special facility in like Brazil?
Yeah, you gotta go to like an abortion clinic.
Yeah.
Well, that's
that's the
Gotta
problem
go
with it all
after
now.
it.
It's like it's not. They've made it less accessible for people,
Yeah.
for people like you and me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing
Yeah,
is,
but
is
do you know how they get stem cells?
No.
From dead babies.
Oh God.
Listen, bro. If they're dead.
like it's not.
Well,
it's
speaking-
not
I'm
like
not
it's
saying
well,
that
it's
I'm
not.
here
Like,
It's not meant to sound pretty.
it's not like there's like, oh, we got to shut down the stem cell quarry due to like regulations. Like, there's real reasons why people think there should be regulations.
Yeah. It's not like you just make it in a lab. You're like, well, that baby's dead.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, don't like the people in like the movie industry, like Tom Cruise, use like baby blood.
Yeah. Well,
Whatever
that's
it
a conspiracy, but there's like a whole thing where so back in like 2008.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back in like 2008, right? This guy was like slandered for being a conspiracy theorist because he was like, celebrities are using adrenochrome that comes from like baby blood and like the placenta of like toddlers and stuff at like peak adrenaline. Like you have to scare these kids and then kill them, and then like their blood, like, it releases some like whatever it is to like make you younger or something. But that's the thing. And people were like, "You're an idiot. You're a conspiracy theory." It was 2008. Like nobody was. You know what I mean? The biggest thing at that point was still 9/11 for conspiracies and the moon. All of a sudden, 2015 rolls around, and then there was like an article about it, and like more people were getting involved in it, and then last year. It was on Steve Harvey, where he's like talking to some lady, and she's like, "Yeah, this is a cool cream. Like this helps you with like your wrinkles," and he's like putting it on his hand. He's like, "That feels nice. What's in it?" And she's like, "Oh, well, it's made from the foreskin of toddler or something. Like she's like, it's made from like human foreskin." No. And he's "Huh?" And then people and like the entire crowd's like, "Yeah."
But that's different than like kidnapping kids and terrifying.
Dude, I would still.
That's just disgusting.
No, I would still say it happens. I would still think it could happen. Why not?
Well, isn't that you showed me like a while ago that whole like network, right, of like underground tunnels and like missing kids.
Yeah. That's pretty like lines up almost exactly. I don't know
exactly with what.
No, it's like if you look up the underground tunneling system, like in America, there's like a tunnel system that like goes throughout the entire country, and then if you look up the kids missing cases, it like the kids that went missing, it almost fits exactly to the map of the tunnels.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, so it's like people are just
well, no, I'm just look up where a lot of drugs are coming in, it's right by the tunnels on the border. Like what the tunnels were made for.
But it does make you think though, because it's like okay, let's say there's like an X. Over like Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Jimmy, Rebecca, Sarah, and whatever all get taken in that X. It's like a coincidence.
I don't know. I said this before in like the Area 51 podcast. I was like, I'm just gonna believe in everything until I have irrefutable evidence. Like, why not?
Guilty till
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like why? Why not?
That's not a bad way about it.
Like why not? Like what? Like aliens are like real? Sure. Hillary Clinton's a demon? Sure. Why not? What's going to happen?
Talk about making life interesting. All
I
right?
don't want to kill myself. FBI. I wonder what's her face? Maxwell is going to.
Oh, you know what pisses me off about that, right? You have the whole thing with Kyle Rittenhouse, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knew. If that kid took a shit, they knew about it.
Yeah.
If the judge took a shit, you knew about it. You would probably watch it.
But they didn't even talk about the other kid that same time frame. Kyle Rittenhouse had his trial, right? And they were calling him a white supremacist, a mass murderer,
the whole 9 yards.
But then there was a black teenager that had the same exact thing. He was on trial. And he got acquitted.
Yeah.
And then and so while at the same time the CNN, MSNBC, NBC, CBS, they were pushing all these narrative like Kyle Rittenhouse is a white supremacist and he's going to get he's not going to get convicted because he's a racist and the system's corrupt.
Yeah.
The same almost exactly identical crime, identical scenario I should say, where there was Kyle Rittenhouse and then there was I forget his name, but there was another like a teenager who was African American who literally had to defend himself, and he was acquitted on charges as well. But nobody covered that.
No one covered the Ghislaine thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to go ahead, Shirley, my bad.
Oh no, I'm just saying it's a pretty common thing. And I've mentioned it in like some of my songs, like as far as like the media, just more people just drinking the juice.
Yeah.
I mean, they just don't cover like any of the good shit anymore.
Yeah.
Everything's just fixated on the negative media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, again.
Well, see, that's what bothers me with the whole Ghislaine thing. It's like you have that thing with the Kyle Rittenhouse, right? Mm-hmm. And they covered everything, but then there were gag orders on the media. They couldn't go to the biggest story of all time, the most disgusting thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
And all you're getting from the courts is drawn pictures.
Yeah,
you're not getting.
That's because it's the difference between a state case and a federal case.
Well, no,
you can't bring in cameras in a federal
I understand,
jury.
but why are we not here's my question, right?
Well, wait, wasn't the OJ case a federal
the OJ
case?
was filmed. That was the OJ case was the biggest case because it was filmed. If you watch the documentary, right, they have like your actors. They're putting in actual films of like you could watch the case online.
I'm no lawyer. I don't know the exact like state laws of California versus like federal law. Like I believe because of how public, like I don't remember the exact like way they got it on, but like normally federal trial, like, name some other ones besides the OJ case. That
Yeah.
are, like, it doesn't
That's
happen.
fair.
Well,
I
I guess you
I
could
see
say
your point.
You could say the same thing about the Maxwell trial too, because I don't think there was cameras in that either.
Well,
I think
No, they
That's
aren't.
true,
yeah.
yeah.
I
I
don't think
will
there was
say,
like an audience. Like there wasn't people in the courtroom. It was just them, the lawyers, and the judge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
because that's how federal cases work.
But
All
because
right,
also,
no, no, I
also
I will
too.
say, for the government, they did play it really, really well because they held it off and made it the same weekend as Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
So, and no one was going to talk about
Yeah,
it,
but
because they made it so it was the
Yeah.
trials was
Yeah.
happening at the same
Yeah,
time.
but do you see my point though? Is like I feel like okay, if I'm being fair, I didn't know that about the federal cases,
Yeah.
so I'm more than happy to understand that I'm wrong. But my point being is, I feel like that with this being a huge case, this is probably, aside from the Rittenhouse case, another staple to this aspect of our lives. We should hear at least something about it, because this yes, it affects a lot of like elites or whatever it is. But I feel like if you're gonna have whistleblowers that are saying for a fact that there's big names in government or in society that are gonna be dropped, why aren't we hearing about it? Why aren't we like?
Well, we got
It's
the
because you're watching the wrong. Like,
yeah. But
there
we
are
also
there are many news sites that are talking about it. It's just when you say news, you're only talking about 3 news sites. That's not
sure.
That's not all.
I see what you're saying,
mainstream
but,
news
I
is
it
just
should
a
still be
big
covered.
But you also remember too, a lot of people get their information from like social media, from
Sure,
bigger news outlets, like. And there literally, there was something on Twitter that I saw where it was like, these are the names of the first names that were dropped from the trial, and it was like Tom Hanks, like Robert Downey Jr., someone else, I don't know their names, so, and like a bunch of, and it was like 6 people, and then
Not
people
Iron
were like
Man.
freaking out, and then that same day, like an hour later, like the tweet was gone. All conversation about it was gone. It wasn't trending anymore. The trial wasn't trending. Nothing was like, and it was just like it just disappeared. So it's like if you're someone that has, it's like, because it's weird to think about, right? Because we're all on social media. We're all like pretty involved with the internet.
Nope.
There's people out there that legitimately have no idea like what like sports is, what like crazy internet
Sure.
trends are. I don't know what TikTok is, what Twitter is. Like,
no, those are the most free ones, honestly.
it's ridiculous. Like, it's funny because I remember I was in like a Wawa like a year or two ago, and I was listening to this lady, and she was talking with her. It was 2 older ladies, probably in like 60s, like or 70s, and they were talking, and they were like, "I just downloaded like the Instagram and blah blah blah," and I was like,
about time,
I was
lady.
like,
Come on.
what? Like it's just,
Hey,
it's
where
just,
do you go?
it boggles
You go
my
DM.
mind. You know what I mean? That it's just like one of those things where it's like we can be so invested in something, and people have no clue. You know what I mean? What we're talking about, and so. You know, and that's why I feel bad for a lot of people, because if you're like there's some Americans that are like they turn on like CNN, they're watching it and they're like, this is the news. This is what I'm watching. This is and they just don't know that it's so like what's it called, biased,
Yeah,
and you know
exactly.
what I mean, like just not. And it's the same way. It's ridiculous. So I try to look up as much as I can about something. Like if I'm interested in something, I look it up, or like I find as much about it as I can, because like even whether you're on the right side of the aisle or the left or in the middle or wherever you fall, if you're watching a biased news site like a source, you're not getting the information that you
Not
need.
at all.
That's
And
why it's crazy.
That's the biggest problem with everything right now, because people, and this goes on both sides of the aisle. This is why you can't like MSNBC, Fox, CNN, all of it. Because then this is what you brought up a great point when we were at breakfast the one day, and you and Ben were having your whole thing. Is like a lot of these mainstream medias. It's like, okay, they're putting stuff out for views, for all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things get drowned out, and they're still trying to push agendas, and that goes on both sides of the aisle.
Oh, for
whether
sure.
whatever you agree with.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure all of us can have the same viewpoint. You a little bit differently, but that's fine. But the point is not many people are like you, Kleit, where you and I can sit down and have a fair conversation and walk out. Because how many times have I been like, you know what, I see your point, right? And I think that's the problem that we're not having right now.
Well, that's what we were saying at breakfast too, before you and like Ben got into it, was like, I can't stand the people that are like, whether you're on the right side or the left side, wherever it is, if you can't at least have a conversation about something without
Exactly.
like freaking out. And yeah, like, you know, there's definitely people on both sides that do that. It's politicized or almost romanticized by like the left, but you know, there was something like, I just don't understand how you can say, I just saw this the other day on Twitter. Some guy was shot somebody or stabbed somebody. Like stabbed like 5 people, whatever it was. And he's a black guy. And the news outlet was like Channel 4 WKP, like in Illinois or something. Somebody put it on Twitter. Someone commented that and said, "Can you remove his mugshot picture not to incite racial discrimination or something?" And I'm like, he killed people, bro. Like, he's not like you know. That's how crazy that this has become.
I don't care if you black, blue, purple, green, orange. If your mugshot's going up.
Yeah, like that's the whole thing. It's crazy because it's like the whole thing where people are upset because if a white kid shoots up a school, it's like him with like his dog and his family, like. You know what I mean? But then it's like if a black guy steals a candy bar, he's like getting choked in his mugshot. And it's that kind of stuff happens, sure.
Definitely.
But you have his mugshot up and someone was like, "Can you take it down, please? Because it's racist."
Like,
what?
Sorry, honey, that's a murderer.
Yeah, like he killed people, bro. Like it's just it's ridiculous. But it's making people rich too. You think about it. How many people like quote unquote influencers
let's do it.
Got rich because they're like.
Well, look at Ben Shapiro. He's a great example.
Well, no, I'm not. No,
great example of what?
Yeah, no, you have to hear my point before you. Talk
I was
about
gonna
my
say
point.
political and getting money for it.
No, I'm saying
There
I'm talking about like if people that are like, "Oh, I stand with Black Lives Matter," and they make like all their content about like the race, like how the America's unjust, and then they get super rich off of it, and then they're like, "See ya."
Here, gone.
And it pisses me off.
Links out the bio, pictures gone. I mean, just look at the people like the founders of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Where they living at?
Yeah.
On some $1 million estates in the South.
How many millions did they get from?
That's real. That? Look, the irony is kind of crazy. There.
Dude, nothing's worse than Sean King. Saying that dude's white. Does anyone have you ever seen a picture of Sean King?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, if those of you who are on YouTube, we're gonna pop him up on the screen.
No, I'm gonna shake out the picture of him right now.
So this is what's also nice is like having Kleit as our producer. He knows how to do all this techie stuff that Gavin had to watch YouTube videos for or bother Shirley. Hey man, how does GarageBand work?
See, I can help you on the music aspect, but if you need sounding for videos and whatnot,
dude, you should have seen this before all this stuff, dude. YouTube. Again, guys, we'll on YouTube. We're gonna pop it on the screen for you.
He's like the head
I'll put it in
of
later.
like a lot of black activist movements.
Dude, he looks like Puerto Rican.
You know what he looks like? He looks like the Puerto Rican version of the Arrow.
Dude, people have found pictures of him with like his dad when he was a kid. Like full white guy's like, I was like adopted and stuff. Like, no, dude.
Well, there was some back in like when I was in
He's just lying.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive he's just lying about
well,
it.
do you remember the whole
like Black
do you remember the whole Jesse Smollett thing?
Oh,
He's like, they had MAGA hats on, they jumped me, calling me the N-word, and and then they were like, so when did this happen? Well, it was the other day.
Well,
he's crumbled.
City pressed charges against him, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like he's being prosecuted.
Yeah.
For that.
Dude, I just don't understand the whole thing with like, okay, because if you and I sit here and we're like, yeah, bro, we benched 800 pounds, and then you go to my Instagram and you look at the weight, like that's my problem with people, right? It's like, okay, you corrected me with something, and I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. Okay, I was wrong. But people need to do way more of that because I'm tired of people like that, and on both sides. Okay, the rioters tackled me and took me down. No, they didn't. That never happened. Why are you inciting violence on the left and then on the other side?
Well, you gotta
people did this, and it's like
you gotta remember too. It's not the way I look at it and the way I think it works is it's not like you have a singular incident and then people are blowing up at it and then we're trying to fight it. Like you can't call him racist because he did that. It's like one singular incident, right? Where you got to look at it like who is perpetuating the narrative, right? Mm-hmm. All the news outlets are perpetuating their narrative. All you heard for 4 years straight, and 85% of all media that was reported was negative bashing of Donald Trump from 2016 to 2015 to 2019. All it was. Soon as he got out of office, their rating the CNN, like all news outlets, their ratings dropped. SNL had no idea what to do because all their skits were about Trump. Yeah. And then they did like 3 more skits about him and their ratings plummeted. And then you got to look at it like if one person, one kid goes and shoots up a school, right? Mm-hmm. And let's say he's a white kid, right?
Yeah, God forbid.
Then all you're going to hear another white supremacist, bigoted, racist, went out and killed a bunch of kids for no reason. And then it's like, that's all you're going to hear. But then it's like, what about all the other ethnicities in the country that are committing crimes? You just never hear about. You know what I mean? Where's the statistics on the crime rates in America? Where's the, why can't we just have a conversation about both? And then you realize it's because it doesn't make them money. Like if you say you're wearing glasses and I'm wearing glasses, so we're both wearing glasses, we both like glasses, that doesn't make for interesting TV. But if you're not wearing glasses and you're wearing glasses, he's like, F you, I don't want to wear glasses. And you're like, F you, I want to wear glasses. That makes for more interesting TV. You know what I mean? And if you need to incite a race war to do it, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, we just got to start looking at crime as crime.
Yeah.
Not race crime. I don't really care the color of the dude who stole
my money.
Just
give me my money back.
Give me my money back. I don't really care.
Like if somebody shot me and they were like, "I'm shooting you because you're white," I'd be like, "All right." But if somebody just shot me, I'd be like, "Yo, bro."
I still don't like it.
Why? What's more important, like what's happening to you, or what the person looks like?
Exactly.
Like
I just don't want to get shot.
Well, there was I saw a clip of it on TikTok where it was like some TV show, and they were like, "All right, man, what did the person look like that took your purse?" And she was like, it was like a flashback. It was like some black guy, and she was like, "I don't remember." And he was like, "What do you mean you don't remember? It's like the middle of the day." She's like, "I don't know. I didn't get a good look." He's like, "Man, like, you sure?" And she's like, and then like another flashback, and she like saw his face, and then she was like, "Yeah." I was like, what am I watching right now? Like, oh my God. Or like people that are scared to like talk about things. You know what I mean? Like, I had people in college, like in class, that were scared to say black people. Mm-hmm. They couldn't say it. Like I'd be talking to them. They'd be like, "So he was African American. He was black." I'm like, "What?" He was black. He's black. I'm like, "What? You know what I mean? Like, just he was a black guy. Yeah, okay."
If anything, like what's happening now is just like, and see stuff like that is just a perfect example. It's just pushing that divide more. You know what I mean? It's like you can't even just say it normally. Yeah. Black people, white people,
exactly.
Any ethnicity, race, whatever.
African American. Dude, I don't call you Italian American, do I? No, you're white. Like,
yeah, you're an American.
Irish American.
We're all American. Like if you were born in America, you are American first. Yeah. I'm not like I have Italian in me and German in me. I'm not a German American.
No, yeah, we
and if you're Jamaican,
you're
not African American. You're Jamaican. There's not in Africa. It's a different place.
There was this guy that said it. He goes, "Okay, let's say you were this best athlete in the world, right? Let's say you were like, I think he's a gymnast. If you went and did gymnast stuff, right? What flag are you going to represent?" They're like, "Well, I don't know." And he's like, "You're an American. You were going to have an American flag if you win gold.
Yeah.
You're black, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "You're going to wear an American flag. You.
Yeah.
What are you?" He's like, "I don't remember what the kid said." But he's like, "You were wearing," like, and he's going around the room. He's like, "All of you here are Americans. Like, if you guys were at the podium, you're going to get the national anthem played." Mm-hmm. And it was one of the, they would play like dramatic music behind the whole like skit, and it's like,
well, it's funny too because it's like you watch the Olympics and there's a guy like a black dude wearing like an American flag, and they're like, "And he's the greatest African American in history." You're like, "You mean just American, bro?" Because like I understand like you have to have having pride in your culture and where you come from.
Yeah.
Everyone should have that. You should be proud of where you come from, unless your lineage was Nazi.
From my mom.
But
I know many African Americans. I know people who know their history of Africa, like where they came from, and I also know people who have been here longer than my family has been here. And all they know is American. Like that is like their family's like, American.
If you're proud of where you come, I'm proud of where I come from. I hope everyone else is too. But like, I'm not walking around like you have to call me Italian American because But I think personally, it's just been said so much. It's just like regurgitated. Like it's just you don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Like people are just.
It's like second nature at this point.
Yeah, and it's just kind of ridiculous to me because it's like.
Fucking hate Italian Americans.
Because but if you think about it, it also.
You hate British people.
But wait. If you think about it, it also causes a divide even in the name. Like if I'm talking to you, right? I'm like if I'm talking to some cop, right? I'd be like, yeah, I'm sitting with my friend here, Matt. Hey, he's white. Cool. I'm sitting here with my friend Shirley. He's African American. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, why'd you have to bring it? You know what I mean? Like I just think like you should just be able to say like it'd be almost like if I was saying like oh, there's 2 coffee cups here. And it's like, this is my white coffee cup, and there's another coffee cup over there that has blue in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like the same shit, bro. It's a coffee cup. So just, I don't know. I just can't stand it. I think everyone should just go back to being people. You know what I mean? Like why do I have to care about what skin color you are? Just if we're cool, we're cool. If we're not, we're not. I don't care. Like, you could be any race.
Honestly, to be honest, I don't really care what you look like unless you're a girl I'm trying to get with or something. Let's be real.
That's it.
I'm otherwise looking at the person.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, did you guys see what happened with California? Maybe it was Oregon, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. They want to segregate schools again.
What?
Oh, dude.
Well,
they've been talking about this.
No, but it's
California.
It's led by the black community in there.
Well, California, I think back in the end of 2019, they added legal segregation back into law.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
That's right.
So they made it going as a way of like it makes it so a business can like refuse white people, but it also makes it so a business could refuse anyone.
Well, see, like the biggest problem that happened. Now, I don't remember where this was, and I'll do research to find it out later. But I remember there was a big problem even with just like people who were gay, because they went to there was this gay couple. I don't know if a man or woman, whatever it was.
It was like 2012, yeah.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Mm-hmm. And they walked into the store and they're like, "Hey, we want this wedding cake," and they're like, "No, we're good, thank you." Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Well, you have to make us this cake," and they're like, "No."
That was a huge reason why Obama got a second term.
Yeah,
it was because that happened right around election time.
And it's the same thing where it's like, okay,
they should have to make the cake, in my opinion.
I don't know. I don't know if it's. I think like if you're a company and you're like, I have goods, and someone comes to you with money and says, I want to buy these goods. Like, it kind of falls in a gray area, because it's like, if it's your own business, right? You can say, I don't want to make this cake. It'd be like if someone came up to you and said, hey, I'm really in love with the Nazis. Can you make me a Nazi propagandist cake?
Well, you can refuse things, but there's
stipulations.
There are some things protected by law. Like, so like you can refuse to hire someone if you think they're gonna be a shitty worker. Yeah. But you can't off the basis that they're black. Like,
sure. That's not what I'm saying.
Like you can have like if it's like Nazi or some sort of like hatefulness, like you can refuse to do that. But like just like you can't refuse to make a black person a cake, you can't refuse to make a gay person a cake just because they're gay.
I see what you're saying.
I just think that like you have like, if you're that devout against like homosexuality, right? Then you shouldn't really be in the business of making cakes.
Yeah, you shouldn't be any customer service.
But also too, you got to remember at the time, gay marriage wasn't a legal thing yet.
That's right, because Obama was the one.
That's
that
what
made
I'm
it
saying.
a thing.
That's why he got a second term, was because he made it a legal thing.
But the beauty in America is you can be as strictly religious as you want, and you can still open up a business.
Yeah,
like, you can still do that.
But that's what I'm saying, because at that point, gay marriage wasn't a legal thing, so they were like, "Screw you, I'm not doing that." So I'm not saying that I 100% agree with it, but I understand because everyone was blowing up and they're bigots and yada yada. But it's like also at the same time they just have a belief system that they don't want to go back on. You know what I mean? And so it's like I don't know. I think they should have made the cake at the end of the day. It shouldn't have been a national headline, but I think it was all not set up, but I think it was very convenient how that kind of thing happened, and Obama came in and was like, I got this, guys. You're all equal. Greatest president ever.
Listen, I want y'all to know that all the cakes for gay people will be made.
Dude, that's black voice. That's racist.
That's racist.
Oh, I'm canceled.
Well, actually, he's not black, right? I thought he was like Samoan or something, right? Was he from like...
Well, I know someone else who has Samoan in their veins. Their culture's like banging with strange. He changed the game.
I swear to God.
What's his motherfucking name?
Next time you pass out of the party.
What are they going to get,
if you finish this song?
Dude,
Desecration?
I really want you to know how easy it would be for me to just make this a solo podcast. We only need 3 members, not 4.
Hey man, I'll write an intro song and everything for you. I got you covered there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna go to schoolwork. My laptop's not gonna be there. Jason, where's my laptop? Oh, I think Gavin, Shirley, and Kleit came by. They grabbed it. Where's my backpack? That's not here. My monitor. They're at mom's.
Wait. I just had a random thought. This is completely off topic and completely out of the blue. So if I was really rich, like I mean like uber rich, right? Like Warren Buffett rich. I would hire a family to just like live in a section of my house so that when people knocked on my door, they would answer.
I hate you.
What?
Think about it.
You would do
no,
that.
but think about it though, right? You got like paparazzi, and they open they're knocking on the door. They're like outside, and then that family leaves. They're like, "The fuck is that?" They're like, "This isn't the right house," and then they leave, and then I'm just like. I would have like a whole back entrance and exit to just like dip out of. They would never see me go in the front of that house.
They don't like stalk. Do you know how people find celebrity houses?
How?
Yeah. They don't like stalk them and follow them home. It's public knowledge.
No, but I'm not putting
They got neighbors.
I'm not putting my house under my name. You kidding me? I'm Eddie Murphy in that thing.
Dude, I just want to be
If
rich
you have
enough
that much money, why don't you just get a maid staff?
Eddie
Like
Murphy.
shoos them away at the door, be like, "Sorry, he's not here. Leave."
No,
And
because
then they
then-
also clean the house for you.
No, because
Random family
no. But this is the thing. I would also have maids, but the fam. Listen, you could get 4 people to live in that house for free and just be like, just walk out of the house every so often. Yeah, kidding me? They would never find me. Never.
I'd find you.
Because I would pop up like I would have a house in like Oregon or something, and then I'd pop up in like I get body doubles. Yes, listen.
Part of me feels. Where he's
I think
coming
there
from,
are
right?
celebrity
Yeah,
body
like
doubles.
nobody would know where I was.
What celebrity body doubles?
It's a
convinced
real
That's why
thing.
Kanye's wearing that mask all the time now, dude.
Yeah.
Be wherever he wants. No one
Well,
knows.
did you guys
With
remember
DJ Khaled
last
the other
year?
day.
Do you guys remember last year? Was it Kanye? Somebody was photographed in like 3 different states within 2 hours. There was one. He was. Let's just say it was Kanye. I don't remember who exactly it was, but it was
Crazy enough to be Kanye.
He was photographed in Florida, in California, and in like somewhere in like Texas or something.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
within the span of 2 hours.
Nothing beats MF Doom. That
MF
dude,
Doom.
R.I.P. That dude used to go on
Facts.
concert, and since he was wearing a mask, dude, there were so many times where like halfway through the like performance, people in the crowd would be like, "Wait, that's not fucking MF Doom." And they boo the guy off stage, be like, "Get out!" Like where? Like that dude just wouldn't show up to his own concert. He was a true villain. He just like would have a doppelganger perform for him.
Wait, what's his name?
MF Doom.
MF Doom. What? So he'd be
Because
like,
he had a big like Dr. Evil looking mask
Yeah.
on, so he would just have people
Chrome-looking
lip sync
Yeah.
the songs for him.
Yeah.
So Bull would be like, "Yo, buy tickets, bro. Pop out of
Yeah,
the
just
garden."
It'd just be like a normal concert.
Yeah,
Like,
you buy
this
tickets like
is
you would
his
for any
tour.
other.
Like I'll be here and here and here, and like
Yeah.
I'm probably 70% of the time it wasn't him. Like it was a large
That's so
percent
smart
of the time.
though.
It's like,
Well,
I didn't know he did it that much.
You see when the fan texted or DM'd Travis Scott like, "Where are you at? You're late to your own concert. I'll
Yeah.
be there." In a
he's
minute."
like, hold,
He's
One sec, bro.
he's like, dude, you're 30 minutes late. Hold on, 5 minutes.
Dude, that's so.
That happened.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
That's
Drop the
hysterical.
DMs.
Dude, if I was famous, bro, I would do the randomest things. I would be like Snoop Dogg. Like, Snoop Dogg, like, in The Rock just do, like, side missions
yeah.
now. Like, they just do, like, The Rock is just like, I'm a rap now.
Main character energy, man.
Yeah,
You
with-
finish
with-
that
why
quest,
not?
like,
Like, why not?
That's the goal, bro.
What if like, you know how everyone says social media is fake?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What if all of it was just, like, made up? Like, after they, like The Rock becomes
I think
famous.
that's what fake means.
Well, no, but I'm saying,
You
like,
know how social media is fake.
I'm saying, like, imagine, like, you know how you see, like Snoop Dogg's, like, oh yeah, I'm doing this thing with Martha Stewart or whatever. They do they just record like a couple, like an hour long of them, and then they just like never speak again. Like nobody's actually friends with each other.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
all like, because if you think about it,
Yeah, that's
It's
how.
just like,
I'm sure that's how it is though. Like big collaborators
no,
on TikTok.
I mean, not as much anymore. But like, if you look back, like, there's a reason late night shows don't work anymore.
Yeah.
It's because the talk show and the 30 different actors don't actually know each other as
Yeah.
well as like they're portraying. Like it's
Oh,
5 minutes
really?
of
I didn't
well,
know
that's why
that.
Jimmy Fallon lost a lot of views. Was
Why?
2 reasons.
because it's all fake. They
One-
realize it now.
One, because he's kind of outed as not really being a talk show host. He just kind of has a lot of like bedazzling on a really crappy show. Like he'll sit you down and be like, "So yeah, you have a kid now." Yeah, I have a baby, and they like they goo goo gaga,
Yeah, dude,
he like
he's-
cracks up.
He's legitimate, just a cokehead.
Yeah,
like,
and then the second
really?
thing is
yeah, like a
he's-
huge
I
problem
knew
with coke.
none of
and then
This is all new to me.
the second thing is the
Yeah, I don't
only
know
time he
about
gets
Fallon.
serious is when it's like talking about like leftist woke ideology. Like they'll be like, "Yeah, death to all men," and he'll be like, "I have to agree." And so then like his show's just tanking, and like when he got the gig, everyone loved him from, he got famous from SNL.
Yeah.
Everyone loved him. Like, they were like, he's good. And then when he got the late night show, everybody was like, this is going to be the greatest show ever. And then you realize.
I mean, it was like
he has no.
biggest show.
He was
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying. Like,
He was coasting for a while.
He has no substance. Like, if you watch a show, it's all like gimmicks. Like, there is no like actual groundbreaking like conversation. Like, they're never like actually talking. It's like, hey Kleit, how was your your vacation to Barbados? It was good. Crazy.
Jimmy, if you're hearing this, bro, listen, we would love to have you on.
No, we
Hop
wouldn't.
on here,
Jimmy.
and we'll clear all this out.
Jimmy,
we'll figure something out.
dude, you
for
see the
Jimbo.
guy that got really angry that late night shows on weren't actually like live. He didn't know that they were recorded at like 1 p.m. and he was like, freaked out. And was like, I'm never watching TV again. Like, this is bullshit. And he was like freaking. It was like some like low quality video on like Instagram.
It's always low quality.
Yeah, he was like,
always
he was some old white guy, and he's like, so came to my attention today that late night talk
doing the
shows
voice well,
aren't
too.
actually at night. Son of a bitch. He like freaks out.
My tractor.
It was a while ago. That was like when David Letterman was still on the air. Like, it was probably like 2010.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
Can we also start like a talk show?
No.
Can we do that?
We can, yeah, sure.
I mean, why not?
It's kind of
We got enough
Talk shows
characters.
are
kind of what a podcast is.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, man. You should probably get some microphones and mix
Shoot, a
it
couple
in.
more things.
I don't know though, bro. I don't know if we could do that well on it.
No.
Yeah, we have to go on some platforms and
I
stuff.
would love to do some live shows though. Seriously, that'd be cool.
Ooh.
Like that'd be cool. Like, I mean, just sit there and be like, not actually like live like in person. I'm just saying like go live.
Yeah.
And like do an episode and just be like doing this, but
You ever like have to sneeze and then it like comes
yeah, I've
up?
had to sneeze before.
I hate you.
It's like maybe once or twice.
I
don't know,
hate
it
both
always
of you.
scared me.
Yo.
It always really scared me.
the fuck's a sneeze.
I've had that sensation before. Yes.
No, like it was like coming up and it wanted to come out
Yeah, your nose.
my nose. Yeah, I wanted to come out my
Okay.
nose.
Yes,
I was
I-
trying to stop myself before it. Like,
Yes, I was,
we have a clip
yeah.
on Instagram. Me saying some
Yeah.
shit. But like it comes out, you feel it, and it's like, all right, here it comes, and it just goes away, and like
Yeah.
you don't get the.
It's
Goose
some
goes
groundbreaking shit, dude.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I really
Jordan Peterson.
woke up today wanting to hear about
We literally
your
spent like an
sneezes
hour
and
talking
your
about
bodily
like
Yeah,
process.
I'll
the
just-
racial inequalities of America, and Matt's like, you ever have to sneeze?
Dude, I'll just call Neil deGrasse Tyson and be like, hey, a groundbreaking shit come over to
Oh,
my house.
by the way, did you guys know that what's his face from
Yeah,
Rocky? The big Russian guy, Dolph Lundgren, right? Or Lundgren or
I forget
Lundgren?
what his name was.
Yeah, he has more PhDs in like science than Bill Nye.
Really?
Yes.
No way.
He has
Bill-
one. He has like a bachelor's in Scientology, or not
Dude,
Scientology,
you're
but
right.
science.
Bill's not a scientist. He
No.
got an acting
Yeah.
kit for a science
Yeah,
show.
and everyone just thought he was a
Wait,
scientist.
so is he
My
really
childhood
not?
was a lie.
He's not a
any kind of
scientist.
degrees?
Bill Nye is an actor. He got a gig
Yeah.
for a show.
Yo, go,
like
you
all
king.
actors do.
And then people were like, he's
I
not
didn't-
a-
and some
and then
outsides.
20 years later, he came back.
then they invited him-
when he
they-
found Twitter, he
they-
came back.
Oh, yeah, and he
He's
burnt the globe on
yeah.
fire.
He was like, "Oh shit! All the kids who watch me are now running the internet.
Yeah.
Let me come back because they still love me." Like
They
that's
literally,
not
they
happening.
literally invited him to some like some like climate seminar, and he was on stage and he was like, "Yeah, climate control is real bad. Stop polluting the ocean.
Dude,
Have a good day."
Nothing better when he when he redid like new Bill Nye the Science Guys episodes.
Yeah.
When he redid the genetics and like
Yeah.
how like
Ooh.
you get these parts from your mom, these parts from your dad. He's like, there are only 2 genders in the world, and then you go to clip of the new one. He's like, gender is a spectrum.
Oh boy.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
We
man.
needed that.
Dude, it's that's hysterical. Like, or did you see the Dr. Phil clip from this past week where you had the transgender women,
I hate Dr. Phil
aka
so much.
the men, sitting across from like a Republican guy or whatever, and they were like, so, and the one dude that pretends to be a girl was like, so what you're saying is, you think that women, like being a woman, is parallel to being female? Is that correct? He's like,
Yes.
yeah. And she's like, okay, so wait, so that's not correct because you can be a woman and not be a female though. And he's like, no, you can't. And then it was just this conversation where he was just like,
I gotta find this clip.
and he was like, can you define what a woman is? And the other person was like, yeah, being a woman is how you feel inside. He's like, no, you have to like be able to like reproduce. Like you have to be able to get pregnant. You have to have this genetic. Like you have to have these, this like build up. Like you have to do like all these things go into being a woman. And they're like, no, it's just how you feel. Because my cousin and dude, like if you wake up and say like if I woke up and was just like, you know. I feel like
Dr. Phil needs to eat one, bro.
He doesn't even have a PhD. He doesn't even have a psychiatrist license either.
No, it got taken away because he was a horrible, manipulative man.
Wait, whoa, time out. What do you mean?
He lost his...
He was 15 years ago.
Yeah, like a therapist or whatever. Yeah. He lost it for being a crappy man.
He lost it.
He's not a good dude.
He might have lost it before he got a show.
His life is based off exploiting little, vulnerable kids.
Yeah,
that's all he does. It's he brought in a girl who
this is the Cash Me Outside
girl.
girl.
Like or
she got famous off of that.
There's different ones.
Yo, well, because he was on Joe Rogan and he was like, yeah, dude, like I can't believe I made this chick.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, yeah, Cash Me Outside, and then we had like he was talking about like the whole thing afterwards, and he goes,
it's exactly what he wanted.
Yeah,
I didn't
think how much attention to give, like
because he got more fame from it too.
Or what do you do? Is he find a kid with like small anger issues and send him away to a ranch for 6 months, just like kidnap him basically, and send him away to a ranch in the middle of nowhere.
And then
who knows what they're doing to those kids?
The whole thing is fabricated too, because like it'll be like, yeah, my mom, like it'll be like a 10-year-old, F you, mom, just slaps her, and then he'll be like on stage and he'll be like, so now when you're slapping your mom, how do you think your mom feels? I don't give a damn. I'll slap you too. We're going to send you to the ranch.
You're going to learn how to be a good boy.
But the whole show was predicated on him being able to help this family. And then like if one person's like, no, he's like, well, you're not going to the ranch. Like, what? So he basically says for nothing?
Nothing was better was when the bum fight guy, the dude who made bum fights,
yeah.
he just like basically... like paid homeless people to fight on camera for them. Like, and he came in dressed
like Dr. Phil.
And Dr. Phil's like, how do you feel like exploiting these vulnerable people and making millions of dollars off them? Like, I don't know, Dr. Phil, how do you feel doing it? and then no answer, just kicks him out. Like, he dressed up as Dr. Phil to prove like Dr. Phil's doing exactly what he does.
You get kicked out for speaking facts. Like,
did you see
the
the one time he was like, Dr. Phil got really angry on set, and he was like, some lady had like, she was an alcoholic and like beat her family up and like beat her kids.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
normal.
So then like he was, so he was on like, she was on the show, and he walks out and he's like looking at her and he's like, have you been drinking? And she's like, no. He like walks over, like starts smelling her. He's like,
give me a kiss.
He's like, I smell. He's like, I believe I smell vodka on your breath. Is that correct? And then he's like, well, and there's like a 10-minute long part of the show where he's like questioning her about her being sober.
What?
And then he goes, well, we have you on camera drinking, and it's just her like taking like in the middle of a room with a water bottle and a bottle of vodka. And she's pouring it in and like chugging it and like pouring it, and then she's like and
turns the vodka label to the camera, like
puts it up to the camera. it's like part of like the Truman Show. Smirnoff. and he was just like, you need to get off my stage, and the whole crowd's like,
yeah, go like, you, Phil.
I'm like, what? Like, who does that?
Yeah, I didn't know that was like that. Yeah. I didn't know.
Well, I had that happen in high school. Some chick got caught with. We were in class, and it was like we were sophomore year, junior year. It was like the last week of the school year. We're chilling in class, doing nothing. Like we went to school for no reason, basically. We're doing nothing, and my teacher was just like, he was like, looks at this chick, and he was like, let me see your water bottle. And she's like, what? He's like, let me see your water bottle. She hands it to him. He opens the lid, and he's like, that's what I thought. She just had like a straight water bottle just full of vodka.
I had a friend every day, like, probably not every day, but a lot of days senior year, he just come with his like coffee tumbler full of red wine.
A lot of people would do that, bro. A lot of people do that.
Oh, man.
Well, a lot of people do that because like you can get away with it.
Oh,
yeah.
Like what are you gonna like, if you have a mixed drink, you know what I mean, especially something that's potent like cranberry juice or something, you're not smelling the alcohol.
There's some like peppermint schnapps and a coffee.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. We should do that next time we're here.
That's risky business.
The vodka literally was just a bottle
Like
full
Kahlua
of
and, like,
vodka.
coffee, yeah.
And she just handed it to him like it was nothing. He smelled it. And he's like, "What are you doing? Get out!" He's like,
let me see that.
just chugging the water. No,
Got any more?
That's how a man drinks.
that's a man drinks vodka. Dude, that's hysterical.
Nothing's worse than being at like a football game or something and you ask someone for like a swig of water because you're dying.
Oh.
And they give you vodka.
No, see, I've never personally had that happen to me, but I've watched people go, "Hey man, what you got in that water bottle?" He goes, "You want some?" And then you just
Also, too, the only like sporting events that I would go to, like off the whim, would be like a Philly sporting event, and I don't think I want to share anything with anybody in a Philadelphia.
I'm talking like
stadium.
high school football games. I'm talking like
Imagine you're just at the link. You're like, "Hey, bud, let me get a sip of that water." All right, buddy. Go, man. That's how it would be too.
I really don't think people would care though.
Dude, I'm not kidding. I think Philadelphia is the only city in the world where, like, once you enter that stadium, it doesn't matter what color you are. Like, you could be like the devout racist on like in any way, and then all of a sudden you're just like, "Go Bird!" and like everyone's screaming the same thing. Like, I've seen, like, I remember being at a game and there was a guy wearing like a Giants jersey, and as he's going down the steps to his seat, people are like violently angry. They're like, "Get out of here! Fuck you!" And I'm sitting there like, cool, whatever. And then he like gives me this look as he's walking down the steps, like, "Help me," like, like. And then people are like this one dude get out of his seat and he's like, "F you, go Birds!" And then this guy.
Did you see those Cowboys games? Like those clips on Twitter where it's like, grown woman gets beat up by 3 men from the Eagles.
They threw batteries at Santa
Yeah.
Claus. Come on.
But at least we're not throwing trash and like stuff at our own players like the Dallas fans did.
That's true.
They're literally leaving,
true.
and there's like glass or like beer cans, like plastic cups getting launched at them as they're leaving the field. And I'm like, dude, I have seen Philadelphia lose in very bad ways. I have never seen like Donovan McNabb or Mike Vick running off the field and getting like hot dogs thrown at him or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's never been a thing.
We had the popcorn drop on that.
Yeah.
Who was it? At the basketball game?
Oh, that
I don't know this one.
Recent?
Yeah, I think it was at Philly, right? I forget what game we were playing, but like one of the opposing players has walked off, full bag of popcorn on his head.
Was that Karl Anthony Towns, maybe?
I forget who, but I'm pretty sure it happened in Philly. Yeah. And they're like,
Only
"We're
in
fucking
Philly."
scumbag city. We playing sports,
Dude, just for the
Anything
Philly
goes here.
spirit, what was that robot that like walked around Canada and shit? Got the
That
Philly.
shit. No, that shit was fake.
Oh, was it?
Was
Was
it?
it really?
It was some YouTubers who like trashed him to like get the
Oh.
video of like, "Oh, you got jumped." Yeah.
Dude, that's hysterical.
Some pranksters, bro.
Damn. Okay, I thought that was
scum.
for real then. All right, my bad.
No, it's just funny too because it's like,
It would be Philly.
well, no,
yeah.
if you go to another,
Yeah, I mean,
Ridiculous
it
to happen
happened.
here.
Like they beat him up. It was just
Yeah,
for a
for-
YouTube
yeah.
video. Like it wasn't like some rando like decided to
well, no,
beat him up.
it's just funny too because if like you go to like other stadiums, it's like you'll be like if you like watch a football game, you'll be like in like Kansas City. They're like all into it. And people are getting amped, and then like still shots of the crowd. People are like into the game, or whatever. If you do that in Philly, there's like one dude like his eyes are like bulging out of his skull. He's like, yeah, and then like the one lady, the meme where she was like, "That's bullshit." Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like people are yelling at their. When I was there for the Monday night game last. When it was
Words.
Eli Manning's last season.
You like that?
It was playing on Monday night. It was like raining, and people were like this dude next to me was like, "Hey, you see that ref over there? He coached like 2 weeks ago in like Washington for us, and he's awful. Here, watch this." Started screaming, and then the ref like kind of like turned around for a split second. He's like, "Yeah, you suck."
Wait a second. I think I was at that.
You were
game, too.
you and Hunter were on the other side of the
You're up
stadium
back.
because I was
Top
literally
deck.
I was 2 rows away from the field. I was 2 rows or 3 rows away from the Eagles bench.
Big money.
Oh, also they have very very interesting conversations on that bench. Just want you guys to know that.
You could hear them.
I could hear them on the bench. Like Wentz. So like Wentz came off the field after he missed like Boston Scott wide open for like a 10-yard pass. He just like whiffed it, and he comes off the sideline. He pulls his helmet off. He's like, "God damn it!" Like he's like, no, he didn't say. He said like literally he's like the next Philip Rivers. He was like, "Dag nabbit" or something like that, and he was like,
Dadgummit.
he was like, "Gosh, man," and then like. One of his coaches came over and they were talking. I couldn't hear what they were saying, and then he was just like walking over, and then that's when Ertz comes over and like pats him on the back of the helmet and was like, "We got this, like on the next drive, bro. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it." And I'm sitting here like, I can hear them.
You're so encouraging.
Like, bro, and it's just funny because it's like they actually like, and then they were talking about something and laughing, and I'm like looking at them and I'm like, I see this on TV. You know what I mean? Like you watch on TV and they're like, the commentators will be like, they're really amped up on the sideline, and then it's just like, poops, like you just random.
Look at Ertz in the corner with Wentz.
Yeah.
Boobies.
But no, it's just funny. But yeah, like people like in Philly, it's a different. But like I heard, you want to hear some really bad things get said about LeBron James. Have him play in Philadelphia, because I was at one of the games and they was just nonstop.
Vicious.
They were like, LeBron beats his wife, he kisses his kids, LeBron's gay, LeBron's like it was just all and it was the same guy. And then it was like I was in like maybe like 15 rows back from the court, and it was literally like the entire like the first 15 rows all hated LeBron James, all of them. Like he would score. Just awful things were said. I can't even repeat. Like it would be bad things, like really bad things. And then like
taken off Spotify.
And then like the next 15 rows behind me all love LeBron James. So like he would score and they're like, "Let's go, LeBron!" And then shut the fuck up. Like I'm sitting there like, "Oh,
I
God."
would love to get a chance to look LeBron James in the eyes. And him know that he's looking back at me, and I just 5 seconds, bro. I would get out everything I ever needed to.
I feel like that about Tom Brady. Like if I met him in real
Brady,
life,
yeah, oh,
dude,
trust
I'd be
me,
like,
I'm on that vibe
it'd be
too.
bad. It'd be bad.
Certain numbers still ring in my brain.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you weren't a Falcons fan.
There's only one. All right, this goes out to Jimmy. There's only one thing worse than being a Falcons fan, and it's being a Jets fan.
Listen, Mike White, though, hear me out. Worst
Listen,
game he's in.
listen, all I'm saying is
this.
this.
The Hall of Fame.
All I'm saying is this. There's literally no point to being a Jets fan, and I'll tell you what. Or like a Jets, Lions, I guess Falcons could be put in there. Bears. There's no real
we
reason.
had our good years,
There's no
man.
real reason to be a fan right now because like the Jets haven't been in the playoffs in like 13 years. The Bears haven't been to a Super Bowl since 2006. Haven't won a Super Bowl since 1986.
That's recent.
I have a lot of respect for anyone who's a fan of a New York team, unless it's the Yankees, then you can go fuck yourself. But if you're able to, like, I mean, not even like New York City, like, if you're a Bills fan, like, if you're able to sit through New York your entire life, like, I have respect, like, to not give that up.
But
because they suck.
My whole thing is they don't even play in New York. They play in Jersey.
Yep.
Like they're like, you know what I mean? Like if they played in New York, that'd be cool. Like, but
You really want your market in Jersey, though?
no,
I mean,
no.
What's wrong with Jersey?
Many things.
What's wrong with Jersey?
Many
It's a
things.
horrible state.
What's wrong with Jersey?
Horrible.
I know it's horrible, but what's wrong with it?
It's
Why don't you
liberal.
say it to my face? Say it to my face.
It's awful.
It's just
terrible,
it's like
man.
I heard Trenton's pretty
it's
cool.
like Connecticut except way
know?
bigger. It's like real bad.
Dude, Connecticut is weird,
You
bro.
fucking-
Trying to
What's
get,
wrong?
you ever go to a Connecticut? You ever go to a Target in Connecticut?
No, I
Dude, never do that.
I went
That
to-
was the wild. Yo,
No,
that was
I had
wild.
to pick up before I left for Nantucket. I stayed at a hotel in like right outside Connecticut on like the border, Massachusetts, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I went to a Walmart there.
Weird.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Bro, we went to this. Bro,
Bad.
listen, we went to this Target. We're in Connecticut. We're leaving this conference, right? And we're in the car. First of all, we're gonna figure out how to get to the fuck into this Target. We walked into like this Wawa
Dude,
place.
it was like a Tetris game.
Yeah,
Like, it
we
was-
found to get into it. Not only could you not park, right? You had to park in the Target area. You had to pay $1 to get in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
you guys told me about this.
yeah, and then
You literally
we
had to,
get in
you
there.
literally had to pay $1 to park the car.
Yeah.
And then we had to pay. We parked the car and then we got into an elevator that took us to another elevator. That took
Car
us
elevator?
To,
No,
no, it was no. So,
Like an
so we
elevator.
parked the car. We're in a parking garage on like the second floor, right? Mm-hmm. We walk to like the elevators. We go in, takes us up. We open the door. There's another elevator, but now
Yeah.
these are red, so we're going the right way.
Yeah.
We get into that elevator, go up, it's like the like stairs. We're like, where are we, dude? We walk up, and it's just like a regular Target.
Yeah.
Right? We're like, but we're on like the fifth
But
floor. now.
yeah.
Like,
So okay.
What the
so
heck?
okay, so if you're so if you're in our area, you go to like in Royersford, you go to that Target, right? Here's the tech stuff. Here's like the clothes, the
Yeah.
kids stuff, the toys. No, they have different floors for that kind of shit.
Yeah, like so, like it would be it was like men's on one floor, electronics, women's.
House was it like a big Target or small?
It was huge.
It's huge.
Apartments.
Okay. So you know the Target in KOP where
Yeah.
it's like 2 or 3 stories, like
That's
for the
literally
parking garage.
like
exactly what I
that.
was thinking
Yeah.
about.
Maybe not as big,
Imagine the very top of that would be the first floor of the Target. that we were at.
Jesus.
So it was ridiculous.
And it was
And
expensive.
then we walked up and we
Usually-
wanted to get a charger, like an iPhone charger. And we walk up and we look at it and it was like $38.99. We're like,
What?
collectively we just spent like 20 minutes getting into this place and we went, no, put it down and walked out.
There was this gas station that we should never have been at, and Ben goes, "I gotta mind you, this isn't for an iPhone. This is for a fucking vape."
Oh my
Because
God.
we needed he wanted to charge his.
You
vape.
gotta be kidding.
So we went to a sketch ass like place, right? This
Yeah.
gas station. Ben goes, "Got it." Gets
But
in the
it's
car.
funny because he's wearing like all Villanova gear.
Yeah,
and he's
I
this
bet.
little white
You're
kid.
in a suit.
and I'm in a suit. You're in like sweat. It's like 10 degrees out.
Yeah.
He's in like sweatpants and a sweatshirt. I'm in a full suit and overcoat.
Y'all literally should have just wrote "rob me" on my back.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
didn't get out of the car. I'm like, I'm not getting out. He's like, what do you mean? I'm not getting
And
out.
Ben's car, what was it at the time? Was it the BMW?
No, it was the Mazda.
Oh, okay.
The big-
Well, you
Either
remember
way,
how?
it's
Remember
Not
on the,
the new one,
remember
the-
the way up to Olean? We went and we it was like we pulled into that gas station and it was like half like a Burger King, half like
Oh, I
convenience
remember
store.
this.
Oh, yeah.
And we pulled in, and I remember we pulled up, and I was like, all right, I'm going to get like a bag of chips. And I saw Burger King inside, and I was like, Burger King? I was like, dude, I'm feasting, bro. I probably ate that burger in like 10 seconds. I was so hungry. Because we had been on the road at that point for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it was a
No.
long
Where is
one.
this? Connecticut?
No. So
That's
this was
when we were going to
going
New
to New York, like upstate New York.
I think it was us three and then Ben in the car.
Yeah, and Ben was
Yeah.
the first 2 hours, first 2.5, 3 hours of the car ride. He was doing his paper, right?
So I'm just driving.
Oh,
But it was,
that's
right.
but you know Ben. So he was like, everyone's kind of be quiet. Like I'm just trying to get this paper done. And we're like, all right. So we're like vibing out to music and like driving, and he isn't saying a word. Like I'm like, hey Ben, like you see that? And he's just like,
Trying to fuck with them.
he's like looks up for a second. He's, all of a sudden I just hear, doom. All right, boys. Like, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Let's
And
start
then,
with somewhere.
And then he's like, oh, I'm hungry. And we're like, Sam, stop at that place. And then we had no idea where to go. Because, like, it was like we got off the highway, right? So, like, the highway's going that way. There's the place where we get gas and food here. But we were supposed to come out and get back onto the highway. But we make, like, a random right. So we had
Yeah,
to go
we
through,
looped
like,
around.
all
Yeah.
these, like, side, sketchy,
Yeah.
no-lit roads at, like, 9 p.m.
Wasn't Matt driving at that point?
Yeah. He drove the whole way.
Oh, that's right.
Because Ben goes, Matt, you're driving. I'm like, why? He's
Yeah.
like, I do my paper. I'm like, oh, okay, do your paper when we get there? No, don't be a fucking pussy and get in the goddamn front seat and drive. And I'm like, all right, cool,
Yeah.
sounds like a good idea.
Now, I knew you were driving at the start there for a second.
You guys
I
almost
remember-
killed us because you guys were fucking with me
No,
on the drive.
Ben was fucking with you.
Y'all were gonna die.
We were laughing at it.
You know what was wild though was when we when we got there. So we're from PA. It was cold as fuck. But when we got to New York, it was snowing. Like not like it was actively snowing, but there was like snow on the ground.
I mean, a snowball fight when we got
Yeah,
there.
it was cold. It was literally that was the only work conference of any kind where they literally were checking people if they had gloves and like jackets and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
Like we were in
if you
kindergarten.
walked out of the hotel without a jacket or gloves or something on,
You're basically in Canada.
Yeah.
It's cold as fuck.
yeah, and so that they like I had everything and they were like, all right, and I forget it was some kid from one of like the smaller branches who didn't he
don't
really
know.
came out in like just like a
They were
shirt
all
and a
pain in the
tie.
ass.
Yeah, I mean, like he was like chilling. And they were like, "Where's your jacket?" And he's like, "I don't have one." They're like, "Borrow one." And he's like, "No." And they're just like
There's
very
always
like,
one.
yeah, and they're like, "Oh my god." Dude.
What?
I just got such like cringe, like secondhand embarrassment, like firsthand embarrassment, I guess. But I just remembered like we were late.
Ah.
So the whole conference,
Oh,
right, was
man.
in New York. The whole thing was we got there on Friday night.
Yep.
Saturday morning at we had to be on the buses 7 a.m.
Wait,
Yeah,
wasn't
I know
no,
this
no,
story. I know
no,
this
no, no,
story.
This was day 2, wasn't it? Because day 1 we went to the.
No, day one we got there and we went right to bed. Well, we were supposed to.
No, we chilled for a little bit.
Yeah, 'cause
Ben
Ben
had to
did his
finish
paper.
He
Yeah,
did
but
it out
wasn't
in
it?
the
Yeah, but
lobby.
wasn't it day 2 was when we missed the bus, right?
The beginning of no, we
Day
got
3 we
there.
missed the bus.
No,
Yeah.
wait, we got there.
Yeah.
Right. That was on Friday night.
Yes.
Saturday morning, we missed the bus.
Was that when we?
Saturday morning, we missed the bus
Off the rip.
off the rip because then that's when the whole bowling incident happened. We went to the bowling alley.
Yeah, but didn't we go to the factory?
We went to the factory after the bowling alley. Because we had
Okay.
to drive to the factory.
There was a fucking bowling alley?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So we woke, because I remember, because the first day we were there was the whole Navy SEAL thing.
Yes.
That's when I woke up and I woke
Yes.
up to myself saying, my legs.
So that whole thing the night before, we got
Yeah.
absolutely drunk, right? We were hammered, and Ben goes, or it's you.
I
went.
could take
You're like,
this one.
Go
Yeah.
for it. Go for it.
So literally at that point, I know Gavin's a bunch of Twisted Teas, Tall Boys Deep, Matt, Bud Lights, and whatever the hell.
I was hammered.
And one of them, most likely
Sorry,
Matt, is
finish.
just acting like Mr. Macho, and
Yeah.
like me and Ben look at each other, and I'm like, well, wait, we try this. I'm like, Matt, why don't you crank out some push-ups then, if you big guy?
Yeah.
You do them. I'm like, all right. And Ben looks over at Gavin. He's like, well, hey, who's the real Navy SEAL?
Who's a real Navy SEAL?
Y'all gonna show it here?
Just randomly.
And then Gavin goes, doubles Matt's push-ups. And I'm like, all right, Matt, what's up? Why don't you hit him with the
Like
air
squats or something, yeah.
And we just had them doing an entire workout for like 30, 40 minutes at that point.
And
Hammered.
I was
So
going,
dumb, guys.
dude. It was
And-
really
They're
bad.
so dumb.
Guess
Get
what?
him to do anything.
Gavin's the real Navy SEAL.
Oh
I can
my
say
god!
it right
That
here.
was- no, but listen.
He
So
won his four McChickens that
I
day.
did want my
so,
perfect
so
ticket.
that next so listen. So that
I
next
didn't pay
morning
for
we
it.
get up. Ben's out.
Pay for this 75 cents worth of chicken. Fucking 4 nuggets, dude.
McDonald's that
Yeah,
night.
no, wait.
Yeah.
He was
Wasn't that the
knocked out.
night?
You were knocked out on the bed, and you were like, we were like literally, we were like hitting your head, no
Oh, yeah,
movement.
we kept talking,
and,
bro.
and then he was
I put
laying.
sunglasses on
I
there.
was literally like, Matt, you were like, all of a sudden, me and Ben are like, all right, well, we're just gonna go to McDonald's. Matt's like, get me a.
Fucking badass over here.
It was instantaneous. He goes, let me get some McDonald's. and then
Fake ass sleep.
And then we get to
I really
McDonald's.
was out, but I just heard
We get to
food.
McDonald's,
It's close.
and it's like we're sitting in the line. It's us and one other car, and we're sitting here for like 20 minutes. We're like, what is happening? And then
It's like the one in Villanova.
yeah, and people like arguing, like they're arguing with the people in the car and people in the McDonald's like screaming at each other, and then we're like, what? Why? It's like 3 a.m. We're like, what could be happening? And then like the car just pulls off, like literally just pulls away. And then we pull up and we're like looking at the window and there's no one in the window. And we're sitting here like,
They were just yelling to the building.
I don't know, but the McDonald's was open.
Wait,
And there
did you guys order?
We're waiting for
trying
order.
to-
Because we sat at the menu for
Yeah.
like 10 minutes and we're like, where? Like, hello? Nothing. We're just like, we're just going to pull around. And we're looking in the window. And then like legitimately like 5 minutes later, some lady comes up and she goes, what y'all want? And I mean, she literally came out, like she spawned in. She's like, what y'all want to eat? And we were like, let me get like 5 McChickens, a number 4. And then she's like, all right. 20 minutes later, we're still sitting there. She comes out with just bags and just starts throwing bags
random
at us.
Hell,
Dude.
I'll take it.
Starts throwing bags at us, and she's like, "All right, y'all have a good day." We're like, "It's like 4 a.m, bro." Like,
All I
Nothing
remember
was
is
better.
you guys getting back, and I just got hit in the head with a burger.
yeah.
And I'm like,
I hope.
thank you.
I hope it was me. with
That shit was gone. And then all I remember is Ben hit me on the head. What's up? Love you, bro. Assed out.
The Dunkin' Donuts by my old house when we were young. If you just showed up like at like 9:45,
Yeah.
9:50 when they're about to close,
just
ask,
give you
ask
stuff?
them nice. They'll pull out a garbage bag and dump every last donut left
Really?
in that bag and just give it to. We'd walk out with
Damn.
like 50 donuts just in a garbage bag. Have to
Dude.
walk home with them.
The one near my old house,
Damn.
right down the street, it was there the guy there that used to work. I don't know if he still does, but he was a super cool guy. And so I remember I would go there like at like 7 p.m. sometimes because like I'm a huge coffee guy, so I would just drink coffee all day. And I'd pull in, and he'd be like, "I'm so sorry that your coffee's taken like an extra 2 minutes. Here's 4 donuts for free."
Damn.
Or here's your like he comped my coffee and gave me like a voucher for 2 free coffees.
Wow.
And I was
love
like,
that, huh?
"Word."
Talk about customer service.
And I wasn't angry like in
Is
like
this
I,
a Dunkin'?
yeah, like I was literally listening to music or like a podcast, and he would be like, "I'm so sorry, like 2 more minutes." I'm like, "Word, I don't care." And then he's just like, he just hands me a bag. I'm like, "I didn't get food." He's like, "Here you go." I'm like, "All right, thanks."
Yeah. Good people
We
like that
would
make this world go
sometimes
around.
terrorize this fucking Dunkin' Donut. I had this friend who he would order like the same like blue raspberry, like Slurpee, Frosty, whatever the fuck, like kind of slushy they sell. And one day he was convinced it tasted off. We all had it like, no, dude, this tastes fine. He's like, no, I think he fucking spit in it. So he goes to the bathroom and just pisses all over the whole thing. And he's like, all right, guys, let's leave.
He was that sure.
It's fucked up, dude.
He is that sure.
He's like, I think he spit in it. Or he fucked with my slushy somehow.
Dude, I remember it was like last year, 2 years ago, and it was me and my ex, and we were at dinner, and I just find this massive hair like in my food, and I was very polite about it. I was like, because I've worked in the food industry, I know it's not their fault. I was like, excuse me, there's a ginormous like black hair like in my food, and they're like, okay. And they're like, we're so sorry, we'll take it away. And then like the manager comes over, and he was just a floor manager, obviously. He did not care. Walks over and he goes, so we're really sorry about that. We can give you like a free dessert or something. And I was like, that's it. Like, I could be like a dick and just like start screaming about it. And he's like, well, we can. What do you want? Your meal comp? Do you want like free dessert? I was like,
raise your offer.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I want the food comps. And he's like, all right, I can do that. I was like, yeah.
I know you can.
I know you can, buddy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Dude,
what?
could you imagine Cody having to deal with that?
Dude.
I'm giving the win to Gavin any day.
Dude,
I'm giving it to Gavin.
It's funny because Cody will just be like, they'd probably be like, Cody's really good at his job, but they would probably be like, there's hair in my food. And he would go, oh, okay. Walk away. Hey, guys, there's hair in the food. We're all like, okay, sorry. Like, that would never happen, but.
Has that happened?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You guys are really good about that kind of stuff.
We're really clean with that because there's places that literally like, there's like, they don't enforce anything, so you can have your hair just like falling in. Like,
well, that's why I had to like trim my beard up and everything because he was like, you got to have it shorter, got to wear a hat. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
You can't.
You guys, you do a really good job back there.
You can't
for
be in the
that shit
kitchen.
looks night and day. For
Can't be in the kitchen without a hat on.
Yeah.
Understandable.
But yeah, because you can't like you don't even want that to be a thing. Because if it happens once, even if it's off occurrence, like something random happens, if everyone around them hears it, it like sticks in your head. Like I swear to God, it was at Applebee's that happened. Ironically, I won't go back to that Applebee's.
I won't go to the Red Lobster in Pottstown anymore.
Why?
Really?
Well, that's
Hair
smart.
Central. I mean, yeah, I should have never gone to begin with.
Anything-
Don't you diss those biscuits though, man.
Anything in front
Dry,
of
bro. Dry as fuck when I went.
anything in Pottstown, you could just be like,
It is Pottstown though.
you know,
Yeah.
like dude, I'm sorry, but like Pottstown is awful. I remember.
Sorry,
like,
sure. We know you
like,
live there, buddy.
Yeah, it's got its spots, but let's be real.
sorry, buddy.
80%
No, there's some-
collectively.
there's
I mean, Norristown is awful.
You have the blue elephant, really?
We're
Since
being
when?
honest.
No, you guys have some good like.
We got some
you
really
have the
nice
blue
spots
elephant
here
right on
in
the
old
hamburger.
Norristown.
Apparently, since like 1977, we've been
Hey,
really
Gino
bad.
had-
These are 5-star rated schools right here. 5-star rated schools in this area.
Well, you know what's
no one
wild?
GTA 5 stars.
Dude, the big place everyone used to go to, Gino's. You get hepatitis A from that place now, so you can't go to anywhere. Because like Gino's was like, yeah, all right, let's go to this Italian place in like Norristown.
yeah, no.
Word. Oh, food's pretty. 2
No.
weeks later, hepatitis A was found.
Dude, if you
I remember when Norristown was really nice, bro. Back in fucking like 1870. back when it was a real nice
it's
settlement.
like just like a mural on the side of a building, like a horse and buggy, and it's like super cool looking. And you're like, oh, that was like 1901.
Dude, it is.
The last smile I seen in this
it's like
town.
it's like 1805 or something.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy old
It's
place.
it's funny though too because it's like if you there's people that live in Norristown, right? And you can always tell somebody that like isn't from the area versus somebody that is from the area.
Yeah.
You're not from the area,
don't
dude.
think so?
Me speaking of that, we're driving through Norristown like 3 a.m, and Matt's just just a random dude on the side of the
hey,
street.
let's say hi to him.
Yeah, he literally looks at me and he goes, "Should I wave?" I was like, "No, what?" He's like I'm gonna roll my window down and wave, and I was like, "I don't want to get shot today,
Bro,
sir."
I clicked the button and all there was. I'm like, what the?
No, man, because like it wasn't like
Are
some
an oversized child with no street sense.
like literally
sometimes.
it wasn't
Listen, bro.
he wasn't like some
Your size
random like
gets you out of a
cool
lot.
looking guy. He was like he looked like he wanted to just stab you in the face.
He was standing there selling drugs.
Like he was
doing his
standing
job.
there,
Like he was
and
just doing his
he was
job.
standing there, and
He
he had
didn't
this
want Matt
look.
fucking with
He had
him.
this look on his face, like if you talk, like I'll shoot you in the face. That was his look.
And this
this man's like, I'm
over
gonna
here,
wave to him.
"Hey!"
And then
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
no, dude, you would get shot. Like if we put you, like you know, like if you say I'll put you somewhere in the world and like survive, if you put him in North Philly, he's lasting 20 minutes.
Bro, I got you. Bro, I got
Dude,
you.
you're getting
we
shot.
went to that fucking what's it called? Years ago.
No, I don't know because Matt like he
Matt,
would be
Temple
like
party.
like one of those like let's go like beat up the big guy and then he'd walk over and realize it's like a big big ass baby. They might start laughing. They might get. They be like, oh, sorry. Like you know, like they won't really beat up like a Down syndrome kid or something. Like
Oh yeah, so no,
like, oh, never mind.
No, put him in Northampton. Put him in Kensington. See how long that lasts. Dude.
I heard they have really good like prescriptions. You know, you put your
He would end up the best friend of some gangbangers, and you just have to do like all.
What's that movie? What's that movie with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart? Where Kevin Hart's trying to like thug him up, and he like
Will Ferrell. No, I know what you're talking about. It's
Will Ferrell like becomes best friend, like a part of this.
Get Hard or something.
Yeah,
Get Hard.
Yeah. It's gonna be like the South Park episode where Jimmy and Timmy join the Crips because they think the Crips are a bunch of cripples.
Dude, it would be hysterical because he would be like in the picture too. Like they would all be like having like their like guns out and drugs, and you'd see Matt in the corner like, and then it'd be like, you do not belong here.
If y'all look up Malibu's Most Wanted, all right, the main character in that movie is how Matt would be in that situation.
Yeah.
It's literally about a guy getting kidnapped by his dad hires people, actors, to bring him to the ghetto and scare him white because he just acts too black.
Yeah.
And he ends up becoming like a news like sensation. They call him the White Kong.
Yeah.
No way.
Do you ever see the skit on YouTube of the dude that wanted to scare his kids into like going down like a criminal life, and he's like driving through, and he's like, and they're like, all right, we're gonna look up though like the world's worst like offenders of crime, like world's criminals, and he's like driving through like the suburbs, and he's like, and they're like, see that lady over there? She's like 90 years old. He's like, she sold hard meth for like 35 years and no one's ever caught her. Dude. And he like walks up to her. He's like, screw you, grandma. And she's like, and she looks at him. She goes, oh, what'd you say, honey? He's like, I know. He's like Princess White or something like that, like her street name. And she goes, oh, you trying to fuck with me, huh? And I was just like, dude, it was the funniest thing in the world, bro. I was like, oh my God.
I'm waiting for her to get like a deep bass in her voice.
Hey, yo, what? Hey, yo. Oh my God, dude. Dude, it's no. Yeah, I want to do this. Let's do that. Let's go to Philly. Let's drop them off.
I went to that penitentiary.
On the leaderboard, I mean, let's be real. Who's coming in last?
You.
Sorry, Matt.
You.
It's between.
Do you not see the melanin?
Well, I'm just gonna like, probably just like call an Uber. Just to go home.
Yeah, I don't trust Uber.
Dude, I used to Uber everywhere like years ago. Remember that?
How do you have an Uber? How do you have an Uber? And like you saw like the chick that was like spitting on her Uber driver.
Oh, I seen that.
How do people do like how? Why is that a thing?
See, I want to see. I always wanted to like. I always know like Uber drivers have. I never drive Uber driver. Sorry,
I've never been to Uber driver.
But I like so like you saw the one where like the girls like try to rob the guy and but like you always see people like he's an asshole. But you always see like the girls or the guy's perspective like, oh, he's an asshole. I want to watch like those like the videos because a lot of them have like cameras.
Yeah, you can look up like just look up like Uber dash cam like.
That's literally why taxi cabs have the glass. That's literally why taxi drivers have that glass pane.
Yep.
So they don't get robbed, like get shot in the face.
Yeah.
They still do a lot.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? They stopped robbing like Uber drivers, like DoorDash people, because a lot of the time.
No, they stopped talking about it.
It's just like not.
Well, I was
pizza delivery guys get robbed on the daily.
Well, I saw this thing on TikTok. Well, all right. Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw this thing on TikTok where it's like a lot of crimes have gone down on them because like everything's like automatic.
Said by who?
I don't know. It was just. All right. I didn't say it was true. I saw this.
A white girl.
Yeah, maybe during
TikTok,
Oh,
like COVID when no one was touching each other.
That is?
Right,
that's that stat where like that Biden and Harris said where they was like, oh, we have like the cases have gone down, and it went down by like 10 cases. But if you like expand the graph, it's just perpetually just going up.
Oh but see that you can do that with any kind of information.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They took one. It was like the one guy was explaining. He's like, you see that very tiny little blip? That's not a piece of crumb on your laptop there. No, that's what they're talking about. And it's just this graph. It's like through Trump. It's like a little up, and then it's just like down, and it's like Biden, and it's like this little boop. And it's like
they'll just take a sample of it. We'll just only fixate on that.
Well, hey, 100% of the time.
100%
of the time.
Exactly,
I'm right. Or 60% of the time, it works. All the time.
I hate you. I hate you.
You can't beat logic, man. I don't know.
I want to meet logic.
No, you don't.
You mean common sense? I hate you.
Hi, I'm Logic. I'm half black.
Hey, He's biracial, all right?
Oh,
Don't let me
sorry.
get Kevin.
Biracial,
Don't let me
biracial.
get Kevin.
Isn't it? Is it racist when someone says I'm biracial to think of just black and white? Like, could you be like Mexican and like Asian?
Yeah.
I feel like that would still be
Should we call
biracial.
Charles for this one?
Be
then?
biracial.
No,
Yeah,
it's
no,
not.
they were
We do
just
a podcast.
They were just like
have,
cooler
like,
names.
The whole
though.
Foyo clan here.
We
and
don't
then,
want. You don't want that.
And then, no, but trust me. And then have like, what's his
You
face?
can just
We, like,
record when we're
Yeah.
on Discord. So
Yeah.
that we don't have to get together. It's
I
just
can
called
literally do it,
Being
yeah.
on Discord.
Yeah, it's like,
Okay. Dude,
All right, well,
Don't
we're about to,
think-
we're about
don't
to hit.
do-
We're about to
tell
hit
me when
1
you're doing
hour
that and I'm
30
getting out of
minutes.
here.
Mazel tov.
Is there anything you guys want
I don't know. We were just kind of like talking. You just kind of like interrupted.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
actually,
didn't know what you guys
actually
were
was
saying.
about to say something and I.
Oh, go for it,
No,
go for
I
it, go
forget
for it.
now.
No.
Ben's just
No,
like,
I
so
don't
I've been
remember.
waiting to say this for. We've been in an hour and 30 minutes.
I actually don't remember. What I was
I'm actually really kind of glad this worked today because last week, I remember last week when we were doing this,
Yeah.
we were all set up ready to go. Kevin was here, and for whatever reason, I don't know why it didn't work with the other one. It worked well with the other one, but then we put this one on like the advanced setting, like it changed.
Anyway,
What?
All right, you know what? I'm-
yeah,
Sorry,
I said
man,
that. I
fuck
said
you.
that an hour and a half ago. We had technical
I
problems.
know.
That's
But I'm
all
just
you
glad
need to
it's- I'm
know.
just glad like we're an
Like,
hour and a half in and it's
You're,
working.
you're
dude.
talking about it to us, and like the people listening are like, "What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about?" Like, imagine
You're
Joe Rogan's
welcome.
like, "So this cord that I've been using for like, you don't
Yeah, man,
care."
would Dad be happy with you right now?
Yes. No. Hi, Dad.
Dude, speaking of which, is there like, can we like, all right, hear
What?
me out. Can we like seriously like get a feral animal and just pump it full of like steroids and like hardcore drugs,
Look,
So
I've
you
been
have a
wanting to-
and then like
Cat.
set
Hold
it
on.
and then like set it loose
Like,
in like a populated area.
I've been thinking about this ever since I saw that report of the bear.
The bear on
eating all
cocaine,
that cocaine.
for an hour or 30 minutes. He
No,
was
it was
the
like- it was like
apex
that-
predator.
It was like
Apex
15
predator, yeah.
minutes for
That's
your
exactly
ODs.
it.
Okay, like 3 pounds.
Yeah.
Can
All
we
right.
can we stuff Graham with just the basics? Test D-ball, HGH.
What do you think?
How about we do it to you and a bear, and then we'll see who the fuck
Yeah, we
wins.
should just start
Word.
like finding all the stray dogs and just,
Yeah.
like teach them to like attack people. Like it's like I teach them like anyone who wears green. It's like now the enemy. Like throw them in a city.
Limerick, Pennsylvania,
Yeah,
all
snipers.
stray dogs are attacking
Well, you remember-
anyone who
remember
wears
the
green.
conversation-
Please
Yeah,
be
like that.
advised.
You remember the conversation from like a month ago or 2 months ago? I can take a tiger. If I have armor.
dude, no.
Oh my gosh! No,
I'm
hear
not
me
dealing
out
with
though.
that.
If for real though,
He thinks
I feel like
he thinks if he puts on armor, he can take a Siberian
I'm
tiger
telling you.
hand-to-hand combat.
I'm telling you, bro.
No.
I get its back.
No.
It's going to kill you.
Hop-bop. And you know what I'm saying?
Matt, it's going to kill you.
All right, but hear me out. If I have,
No.
but it's on over here,
No.
right? So it's like, but it can't because it don't.
Matt, you can't pick up a
How
tiger.
much do they weigh?
They're like 900
Wait,
pounds.
Matt. When you do that, can you get your hands to touch or no? Because you seem like you were struggling. Oh, really?
Listen. If you tussled with a tiger, you would be like this. You would be like, I know you. You'd probably try to wrestle it.
Tell you what, we'll
And
weigh
then
in.
the
We'll
tiger-
weigh in.
the
We'll weigh in.
tiger-
The tiger will cut weight.
No, the
and then-
tiger would literally look you up and down, laugh to itself, and then just maul you to death.
Dude,
All right, but I
Mike
have
Tyson
armor on.
got rid of his tiger because he realized he couldn't defend himself against it. Like,
Okay. I'm not saying I'm like. I'm just saying if I have
Yeah, you're
armor-
considerably less talented than Mike Tyson.
Okay, but what if I have like
No.
blades? Like
Now you're
like
just
assassin's
adding
Creed?
variables.
Yeah, dude, it's
You just keep
that's
adding
not,
variables.
That's not bare
Okay.
Dude, I killed a tiger with bare hands if I had like a machine.
I
gun.
never Okay. What if I had like Wolverine type?
That's
right?
not bare
And
hands.
armor.
That's
I always
not
say it was
bare
bare
hands.
Okay.
You could also kill a tiger with a gun.
Yeah, that's not fair. Then I can't have like a weapon.
If you
like
if
that.
you were
You're
in the
asking for knives.
Fuck you. What do you mean?
if you were in the wilderness and you were just on a hiking trip and you only had what you're wearing in a backpack and a Siberian tiger came out the woods looking at you like, "What's
All right,
up, bro?"
here's the plan.
You're dying.
I cut part of the bottom end of the strap
With
off, right?
what? With what?
And then
With
I put
what?
my-
You have nothing
my
but a-
backpack.
How are you
Yes,
going
I
to
cut
cut
the
it off?
strap.
How are you going to
I'll
cut the
rip
strap?
that bitch.
You're not. No,
Matt,
you're not ripping.
you got
There's holes in the
half
story.
a second, bro. If a tiger is 20 feet away from you,
Yeah, you're
you
dead.
got a half a second.
I know.
You're so
You
dead.
gotta pick quick.
Pray.
wanna
Like,
be
that's
able
it.
to, like, you
Believe
know.
this guy?
I cannot, man.
No, I
I'm
get
fucking
it.
You're
Pussy,
dead.
dude.
You're dead. Dude, you're dead.
On the
I'd
last
be
camping
food
trip-
for a week.
Huh?
That'd be food for a week.
Bro.
Yeah.
See, on the last campus trip I went on, man. Nah, that was not fair.
Tigers eat like once every like 2
Except
weeks or
bears.
something like that. Like, or is that lions? They eat like once a month or something.
Well,
It's
if you see
something.
me
Dude,
fighting
they're eating on the
fighting
daily.
the
You're thinking of like a
grizzly bear.
snake.
Well, that's what I was
No.
afraid of
I'm
when
saying
I was
like there's
walking.
in like I'm thinking of lions because there was
No,
I watched a
they
documentary.
eat-
They were
they
like,
eat, like-
some lions only eat like once a month. Like that's why some lions are like super like you'll see like a male lion in like captivity and he's like full mane, real like big because they
Husky.
feed him every day.
So a malnourished lion doesn't. A lion that can't get enough food only eats.
Well, no,
that
but that's what I'm
much.
saying. Like they were literally like the lions were chasing a like a gazelle or something, and they lost it. And they're like, because of the migration, that's the last meal, the last source of food for the next 3 weeks. And it's like,
Yeah, and
bro,
a lot of them probably died of starvation
yeah.
in those 3 weeks.
Do they eat their
Probably
own like
just-
people?
No.
they're not people.
No.
You knew what I mean. You know what I meant.
Yeah, they
Same
eat each
genre.
other sometimes.
I think it's like chickens and humans are the only people who like are reported just like naturally cannibalize each other.
What?
Chickens are crazy. Yeah, chickens.
Well, no, I
cannibalize-
know.
pigs.
I know they
and,
eat
like-
their own eggs and shit. I know they eat
Like
them.
pigs will eat anything. Like if you kill a
Yeah.
pig, that's like, if
pigs.
you,
No, but chickens will kill each other.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and like
Yeah.
humans will kill
Yeah.
humans. Like the only two. Well, I think monkeys might eat smaller apes.
Well,
but
no,
not
I
the
know-
same. Not the same.
well,
well,
it's
no, it's chimpanzees will
Yeah.
eat smaller
Will eat
monkeys.
yeah,
smaller
but
monkeys.
not like chimpanzee, like not the same species. so
Dude,
it's technically not
You
cannibalism.
ever seen them
Yeah.
videos, bro?
They picked that skull.
Yeah, dude.
They were
They rip
holding
him
this
apart.
little monkey, and he's like jumping through the trees, and then they're like, and then the chimpanzees were on the
Grab
attack.
right by the fucking
They
tail.
literally grab them. The trees are rustling. All of a sudden, they cut, and it's just like a chimp like holding its skull, and it's like it looks like a prop. Like
Yeah,
it's
it looks
picked
like
clean.
looks like the new Kanye album, bro. It's
Yeah.
fucking insane.
Yeah.
Baller.
Yeah, that was wild. Well, I learned that when I was listening
Doesn't
to
surprise
it,
me anymore.
and then I
Yeah,
watched
you
that.
don't.
Dude,
Yeah.
they are brutal.
Well, that's like this. That was also like that was like the special forces of chimps. Like that was like the one just like chimp clan that like was just like brutal murderers. Like they just killed
that was a
everything.
task force mission right there. Yeah.
Like not every dude. I love gorillas. Like that. Like are in the zoo and they like get up and they like run.
Dude, gorillas are sick.
Dude, I love
That's all.
gorillas. Oh yeah, are they gonna get better?
No, they're dying out, bro.
Dude, I would love to like if I would love to have that power to be able to just like chill with any animal. Dude, that'd be
I
cool.
want to be
Doolittle, bro.
Yeah, I want to be Dr. Doolittle, bro. Just be like, if I could talk to, you know how sick it'd be?
Oh,
You're
fuck,
chilling
man.
at home and you see a big
Oh.
old spider and you're like, yo, bro, what are you doing? And he's like, sorry, dude, it's cold as hell outside. I'm just trying to get warm.
Every conversation be like talking to Matt, bro. I don't think I'm that intelligent.
Please.
What do you mean?
No, talking to my dog would feel like talking to you.
listen, y'all can get these hands. They're ready to eat for everyone.
Norman is literally you two are literally the same
That's my
person.
boy. I love them.
Hey,
Penguins are racist.
How can penguins be racist?
Dude, they're always wearing those tuxedos. Like they think they're better than us.
Oh, that's true. No, they're classist.
they are some classic
No, I
motherfuckers.
think they're
I don't know, man.
Yo, wait,
Mr. Popper's penguins
wait,
made me want a whole
don't
flock of them
penguins
for a
get
second.
raped by
Dude.
like seals or some shit?
I
No,
see
wait,
a
time
single
out.
black person
Time
in
out.
that book. It's all whiteys and Mr. Popper's Penguins.
I just wanna watch
It's all whiteys, bro. Like,
Watched that in class one year, and then Surf's Up too, man. Come on,
Oh,
you didn't see that?
yeah,
You
Surf's
saw
Up.
that?
Wait,
Happy
Penguin.
Feet, right?
Are we just
Happy
gonna-
Feet too.
Wait, are we just gonna gloss over the fact that you said penguins get raped by
They
seals?
get fucking raped by seals, bro.
no,
Yes.
they get eaten by seals.
and
What?
raped.
No, they
get-
don't.
Yes,
No,
they
don't.
do.
No, they don't.
I'm telling you, I watched this
No,
thing.
no, no. You're thinking dolphins will rape humans.
No.
That's what you're thinking of.
Time out. What?
What?
Do you know how?
No.
Do you know how low on the food chain you have to be raped by a dolphin?
No, I'm telling you, seals rape penguins.
No, they don't.
No, they
Yes,
don't.
they do.
No, they don't.
You look it up on your phone.
Seals
right
are
now.
literally like
Fact
3
check.
times the size of penguins. They
I'm
wouldn't.
telling you, they
no.
rape.
No.
Yes, they
No, they
rape
don't.
the fuck out
No,
of
no,
penguins.
they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They rape penguins.
No, they don't. Stop saying
I
rape.
watched a seal forcibly penetrate a penguin.
With his teeth? By eating it?
Whatever you want to call
Matt
it.
just has no idea what sex is. Like,
Look it up. Are you looking it up?
I'm looking it up.
Thank you.
I have sex all the time. Just hold hands.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah, dude.
I told you.
They're raping penguins.
Yeah, I told you. They
That was
fucking-
right?
Yes, they raped the fuck out of penguins.
Why do you
Seals
know
have been
that?
spotted sexually coercing penguins.
I told
What?
you.
Why do you
Dude.
just know that?
Dolphins
I saw
be
it on
raping,
TikTok.
though.
What?
Dolphins be raping.
At that-
Wait,
I
do
was
they
just-
really rape people?
Man.
Yeah,
Yo,
dude.
you know what's messed up about dolphins is literally they will like pretend to be your friend, and they will start like nuzzling you, like, and then they will start bashing you to death with their
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Like it'll be like a pod of dolphins, and they'll be like swimming with you and playing around, and then they'll just like hit you real hard, and then you're like, what the? And then another one, and then another one.
Or like,
You just
dude,
can't
I
escape.
can't
if
trust
you
those
do
fuckers.
like swimming with dolphins, like a couple, and like a dolphin like thinks like your wife's attractive, like he might bring you down to the bottom of the pool,
Yeah,
like get rid of you, like
trick.
no, that's my chick now, like
Yeah.
he'll murder you, like nah, yeah,
But they're actually-
drag me.
because you're supposed to like hold on to the fin and stuff, and you ride around,
And he will just
brings you
dive.
down and like can't like go over you, like keep you down there,
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
can't I just like?
and then rape your wife, and then rape your wife, yeah.
They got some issues they need to work out. Those little fucks.
Smart
Yeah.
as fuck.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
very smart.
that's,
Aren't they the smartest like ocean creature?
Mammal or whatever it is.
We're the
they're-
smartest mammal.
They're
dipshit.
second smartest, I think, mammal.
Some people
Nuh-uh.
make a question though.
No, we're
Yo.
the smartest.
Yeah, I know you are. So yeah.
We have opposable thumbs too,
Yeah, but so do raccoons.
but we kill them.
No, I bet a raccoon.
When was the
fuck
last time
up,
you saw?
man.
I don't think raccoons pay taxes. Alright. I don't think a raccoon could invent an iPhone. I don't think a dolphin could invent an iPhone. Just saying.
You don't know that, dude.
I also don't
Well, that's
think
because electronics can't work underwater, so they're at a disadvantage.
that's true.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also think that dolphins couldn't pollute the earth.
You guys think
Yeah.
whales know what fire is?
Yeah.
I mean,
How?
There's been fires at sea.
Oh yeah, that's
there,
facts.
bro.
That's facts.
I don't know about that.
There's fires, but they're like the,
mean,
the,
like-
the oil rigs and stuff that blow up.
Oil rigs, boats, and
Boat,
whatnot.
yeah.
Like,
I don't think whales ever seen fire before.
No, they've definitely seen
I don't
fire.
think- I don't
I'm not saying all
Well, I
whales. I'm
think
saying
one-
there's definitely like a whale out there like,
Yeah, not in
y'all won't
no,
believe.
Captivity doesn't count. Captivity doesn't count.
Like okay, but like I'm saying, like you would, like, there's definitely got to be one instance at least where like a whale is like
I
going
don't
back to
think
his
so.
pod, and he's just like, y'all ain't gonna believe what I just seen.
Wait, ain't whales in captivity?
Not like big.
Oh, I was
No.
gonna say. I was
got-
like,
they
The only
got-
whales they have is like orcas, right?
oh,
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know.
SeaWorld.
Yeah.
I don't see fucking like have like a
Shamu
humpback
and shit.
Shamu.
Okay.
Shamu.
Shit.
Remember Schaefer?
Oh man. Come on.
I just think that like
He might listen.
Yeah, come on.
I'm sorry.
I just think that like like if you're in the ocean, like how do animals know what things are? Like do you think like a dog, right, is like, I'm gonna run through that bush? How do you know what a bush? You know what I mean? Like what do they call things? Do you think?
A bush.
Wolf.
But like they know what they're saying to each other. So like, what do you think that like, they look at like?
What do you mean? How
Like
do you know they know
if two
things?
dogs are like barking at each other, they're clearly
No, they
yelling at each other.
communicate.
They're
They
clearly
definitely communicate.
They're clearly like.
Well, how does it sound with them
Yeah.
communicating? I
Do
don't
they
know.
know what the
One
sun
of the same shit
is?
sometimes.
Like, do they know what they're like? What's that just blows my mind a little bit because like we take everything for granted. Like we know what the sun is, what we are. Like but you look at like a dog, they're just
Do
happy
you
to
know,
be
dude?
fed.
Who's to say we actually know anything?
That's exactly right. We don't know anything.
And that's also what we call it. What's
Oh,
to a
so
dog?
you're still one of those guys that believe. Wait, do you believe in the moon landing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, you're trying to figure out like the reality of something else.
Yeah.
When who even knows you know your reality?
That's true.
Yeah.
But I'm still think
Maybe
it'd be
the
interesting.
dog. Maybe
to find
dogs
out.
are thinking the same thing about you. They're going, "What this dumb fuck? What does he even do all day? He just vanishes and comes back. What is this? Like you have no.
What is
clue.
this? This
Yeah, like,
is
He
how
respawns through the same door.
What is
Where
this
the fuck is this
tomfoolery?
guy going? Like you have no clue.
It's all perspective. Each of these animals got their own
That's
kind of one
true.
too.
I just would love to like know. I mean, I would love to know my own perspective because I don't. I just want to go to space because
No, you
I
don't.
really don't think space is.
There's
what we've
nothing
been-
there, dude.
I really don't. No.
Dude,
I'm
go out in the middle of the ocean. There's more there than there
I'm
is
not
in
saying.
space.
I'm not saying
Oh,
that. I'm not
wait,
saying
that's
that.
the
I'm not
accent.
saying that I'm going to go like on like an interstellar mission into space. I'm just saying I want to see it with my own eyes because I have a very big belief that like space isn't like exactly what we've been told.
Why?
Because I mean, like everyone, it's like you think about it, right? We're doing things that like are pretty mind-boggling when you really think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, it's like what do you consider to be like something like a big thing, right? You get a promotion at your job, you win the lottery, you win a Super Bowl, you become a national something, you become a celebrity. It's like big things for us, right? And we're saying that we have, as a species, have gone out of our home planet to go to another, like to go to the moon, to go to send robotics to Mars and back. That's pretty ridiculous to just have the International Space Station just in our orbit, just up there at all times with people in it.
Well, for someone who doesn't understand the math and science, yeah.
But I'm just saying that's still ridiculous, and especially for how fast it happened, considering we sent up people to the moon allegedly. in the 60s when
Fast compared to what?
compared to when we had these like advancements, like talking about like from the first plane being made to us going to the moon is
So
like
about
60 years.
Yeah.
That's
It's
ridiculous.
a long time.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Listen,
50 years is one generation.
yeah. If you
Okay.
if you look in the grand scheme of things, though,
From 60 years, we got from a computer that could only do 2 + 2 to
Yeah.
the max. That was bigger than this room.
Yeah.
And now you have 1,000,000,000 times that power in your pockets.
Yes.
That you can physically. So why couldn't you comprehend? We could be scientists.
I'm not saying I can't comprehend it. I'm just saying it's still mind-boggling. Because if you
but
look back,
there's a difference between being in awe of it and saying no, this can't happen because I
didn't say it. I just said I could. I just said it happened. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying it's ridiculous that in 50 years we went from having like horse and buggy to and like just creating the first plane. You know what I mean? And to being out of this planet.
The leap was crazy there. Like it feels.
And it's like, yeah, now we have crazy advancements.
One big step for.
But then it's like, well, why can't we go back to the moon? Oh, well, this, that, and third, and then it just goes into divulges into this whole thing where it's like,
the reason we're not going back to the moon right now is because we had no reason to be in the first place other than we wanted to prove our dicks were bigger than Russia. That's
That's literally facts.
We had a space race with another
Yeah,
country.
I know.
There's
And
the
that- and
only
that
reason
is-
we know.
and that exact
It's priority at this
and
point.
that exact reason is why I don't think that we actually went. That exact reason
See, you know what it is?
What
It's-
exact reason?
that we were in a space race
Why?
because it's more.
Well, we broke this down in our
Yeah.
moon landing episode. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a whole conversation about it, but I think personally that it makes more sense to have the government perpetuate a lie and like just create something that would put us ahead of Russia versus us actually going to the moon.
But this wouldn't be the government. This
Oh,
would
it'd be NASA.
No, this would be thousands and thousands of individuals who worked on the project.
Yeah, sure.
Who not all were giving
Yeah.
or getting money from the government. Some were
Yeah.
getting so that would be a coercion where probably half the population would need to be in on the coercion. Just
Okay,
to lie to the other half.
but
For what reason?
but this is the thing though. But this is the thing. Imagine like you work at a company, right? And you're doing your job every day, and your boss tells you what to do every day, right? And you're working, you're doing your own little part. And then one day the FBI shows up and they're like, you're getting raided, like you're all under arrest. Because you're all under arrest now because your boss was doing some shady shit and you didn't know, but you were still in the cog in the machine, right? I think there's a totally a plausible argument to say that, yeah, there's thousands of people working on that program, but that doesn't mean that they were all in on it. They didn't know what was happening. Just because you're working on something that's a part of something really that massive, they're not going to have all the details. So if you're sitting here working on like the schematics for how you're going to, like the trajectory or fuel or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's just like, yeah, we're doing it now, and even you're not even in on it.
But what about all the other countries that have sent stuff into space that also say like, hey, that's what it looks like up there?
Well,
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
but
Like you're saying, there's this mass like
I just
worldwide
want to see it from
conspiracies.
myself.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But
All right,
they
you know
would
what you have to
say-
do now? You have to create $1 billion organization and
Yeah.
then just solely just save up, just put all the money away and just send yourself up there and you just gotta send it.
Dude,
Not a bad idea.
We just gotta blow this podcast up, and then once we blow this podcast up, all the
do
profits
it.
will just go straight to
I don't care.
building a craft,
Elon?
and we'll just go.
Elon,
do it
if you're
right
listening here, send the boys to space.
Yeah, we got to see it.
I'm not going.
I'm fucking
He's
going,
coming.
dude. If I
Nah.
die, bro,
Shut
listen, I
up.
die going to
He's coming
space.
too.
I want to see
No
it.
reason to be there.
wanna
Got
see
no
it.
reason to be there.
Bro,
Yeah, because
what if-
worst case scenario, we go
come
and then
on, man,
I'm
you wanna
like,
smoke
oh
weed in
wow,
space?
this is just like
No,
what
worst
they
case
said.
scenarios, you make it 100 miles off and explode in a rocket ship.
That is also very possible.
At least we smoked weed in space.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
sold.
I just want to see it. Like I just want to
Yeah, no, I
like, all right,
understand.
Yeah.
What is it? Because like you can, I mean, we get duped on the regular. You know what I mean? Like all those like fake videos, like the they had like we watch a movie and it's like we know it's fake, it's not real, but then
But
it's
it
like
looks fucking.
but it
legit.
looks real, very real. So it's like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
if we
yeah.
have the technology to create movies on the spectacle of like that, or the Netverse, the Brooklyn Nets created a VR
Oh, yeah.
virtual like a
Saw that.
virtual reality like basketball game experience where it's like you can watch the game
Yeah.
like you're on the court.
But not in 1969.
No. I'm just saying. I'm saying now. I'm saying now.
No, but
saying
to
now.
be fair, they had a whole studio.
Yeah, no.
So here's the thing that we talked about on the podcast was there was a whole studio from it was MGM.
Yeah,
that
they did practicing.
Yeah, the practicing. But let me ask you a question though. Okay, so there were things that were debunked, and this isn't me being a total tinfoil hat person, but you're telling me all that's happened. The government wanted to borrow this, wanted to do all this stuff, and now there's still conspiracies that are like, hey, maybe we didn't go, but all this is kind of adding up. So there are some aspects where it's like, all right, obviously I think we could go to the moon, but there's so many good pieces to the fact that it could have been fake that people just totally bypass.
I think the government has been spending way more of their time covering up actual things that they don't want people to do, not making if they didn't want to go to the space and they had no reason, they wanted there's no reason to fake it. There's zero reason to. What is the simplest explanation?
The reason to
we
do
went
it,
to space.
Yeah, but the thing is, the reason that we would do that was because it wasn't like the space race wasn't just like an American thing. It wasn't like we were.
No, it was America versus Russia.
It was America versus Russia on a world stage. Like the entire world knew of this was happening. And this was right after.
It was America versus Russia for 30 years.
Yeah, but this is also right after World War II.
Yeah, and
it's
and then after that we went to the Cold War, and it was basically
after that we went to Vietnam, which is.
Yeah, we went to Vietnam to battle communism.
Yeah.
It was part of the Cold War. It's the only reason we ever went to Vietnam is to battle communism.
I just don't understand. I still don't understand how we lost Vietnam.
We had no business being there.
That's true.
Literally no business.
Because it wasn't a conflict between Vietnam and Seoul or something.
A surrounding country or something.
When your army realizes that they have no reason being there, they're not going to listen. It wasn't World War II. There was no threat.
Yeah.
Well, and then here's the problem is too, when they were over there and they're coming back, they're hearing from their buddies, they're getting letters, and they're hearing that when these guys that are fighting over there, they're realizing they shouldn't be there. They have no business being there, and then going home.
Remember the reporters were allowed in the battle zone? Or they went to Vietnam, reporters on helicopters flew in and were like, hey, so how do you feel being in this war? And they're like, and the one dude was like, they asked him, they were like, what is war? Or what is whatever. And he was like, this dude had a mental breakdown on camera. He was a 19-year-old kid and he's just sitting there smoking a cigarette and they're like, hey, they asked, I forget exactly what he said, but he was just like, well, he got, the explosions, fire. And it was he freaked out. And I was like, dude.
And then imagine coming home and everyone doesn't want to talk to you.
That's what I was going to tap in there. Cause
you weren't here. Yeah, it wasn't a hero war.
No.
You didn't come back a hero.
No. My grandpa came back from Vietnam there, bro. Some of the stories he told, I mean, literally you talk about those sports games, you're getting bottles and stuff thrown at you. Imagine that a real life type thing, people spitting on you.
And that's the thing I never understood is
black at that time
it's not that the people, the soldiers on the front lines weren't the ones let's go invade Vietnam.
No.
But they put their lives on the line for this country and what even originally what they thought might have been the right thing to do.
Not even that. There was a draft.
That's what I'm saying.
People
That's true. That's a
people were forced.
But it's also why would you? If you get drafted into the war, right, and you come home, I just don't see why people. That's what I mean by even today, why people have such a small scale little emotional response is because you see people coming back from Vietnam and your first thing to do is spit on them because you don't like what their commanders did.
How do you think of what they just been through and the fact that they didn't have a power control there to get
that's what I'm saying.
Out of that.
That's what I'm saying. It's what now? It's you have people nowadays on TikTok, the Native American guy, the modern warrior guy is I fight racism by not moving for white people on the street.
All I'm saying is, bro. They
bullshit.
had some next level opium, bro. If I was in the Vietnam,
I would have been sorry the whole time.
Dude,
you wouldn't find, bro. I'd be at Orthman, bro.
What were we really doing? If you ever think about that,
Sergeant Kleit.
Yo, speaking of opium, you guys got to see that Kingston movie, bro.
Oh my
I actually don't talk about it because I want to see it.
Okay.
No, it's actually
So don't
it's
talk
not
about
bad. It's just there's this one scene in particular that's really stands out.
Gotcha.
But no, anyway,
We'll be on that next time.
It's like a bad like psychedelic or whatever. Like
No.
No,
It's
you'll-
hard to explain, but like just know that there's a scene. You'll know it when you watch it.
You'll know when you
when
know.
watch it.
Is it worth it? Is it a good prequel?
Just
I
go,
would
just
see,
go,
like,
just
$5
go on
movie
like a
Tuesday.
$5 movie on Tuesday.
I'll see it again with you. We can go see it Tuesday.
Yeah, I would do that.
You guys
'Cause
know? Tuesday.
what's Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Well, no, but I'm saying maybe I have work, so
Maybe they won't have you close by yourself again.
yeah. Well, I don't even know if I'd want to see it again. Might just want to go home and like relax.
That one I feel.
Like
Don't work in the mall, y'all.
Yeah.
Never do it.
yeah, that's why
Blast
like
off the fatty load.
That's why, like, sometimes, like, people.
Oh,
That's why sometimes people are like, you know, like, I get done work and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, maybe like I'll hang out with Shirley or Matt or whoever. And then I realize I'm like, I still have like 30 minutes to go home. Like,
Yeah.
30-minute drive home. Like, I'm just gonna go home. But there's also a plus about working at a bar is if I want to have a drink, I just have a drink right there.
Fucker.
But
Get you a little shifty after.
well, that got taken
yeah.
away because of people exploiting things.
Yeah.
Let me explain. You get one drink. That's it.
Well, no,
How do you
but
exploit it?
but,
How do you
but,
exploit
no, but
it?
that's the thing.
How
Is
do you
people,
exploit
but
that?
that's the thing. Like you would, let's say like I'm the bartender, right? And like you get done and you're like, all right, cool, I get a shift drink, and then you get like 5 drinks. I would comp like 3 or 4 of them, just what I mean. And I don't know. I don't know what was happening, but that's what I got told. And so I'm like, all right. And it's not really the biggest deal because like.
You guys get like comp cards or something?
Yeah, like our food is and drinks are like we have like discounts on it anyway, so it's not like
It's
breaking
just
the
that
bank.
respect thing. It's more just like, hey, we're doing something nice for you,
And then you're
just
exploiting it.
exploiting it. It's just
Okay.
kind of like,
Don't overstep it.
yeah. Which
It's like
I
it's like any
understand.
other place. Like when I worked at Tommy, we had like the whole floor. Like we couldn't go on hour-long breaks, or we had to have like we had to check in on our breaks. Because people were like just going home on their break and like not coming back for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and they would just show back up. So like we would literally like I would be like in the food court and I would hear, "Beep, hey Gavin, can you do your like 20-minute check-in?" And I'd be like, yeah, like I'm getting like Chinese food.
You had to tell them where you were?
Yeah,
Oh, hell no.
It was weird, and
That's
then like they only
goofy.
did that for like 2 weeks, but then I was like, this is
I feel like that's fair though, because people
No,
are
it
going
isn't.
home.
no, it's not fair at
Well,
all.
just fire workers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
who don't
it's not
work
fair at
well.
all.
Oh, that's
Protect
fair.
yourself.
Okay,
You don't
yeah,
punish
to your point.
Yeah.
You don't punish the good workers.
Yeah.
You just fire the ones who aren't doing their
Exactly.
See,
job.
that's what sucks. Like, I think I did feel bad because like people do enjoy having like a drink or whatever it is, but then that also does suck. It's like the Lutzes are like, hey, this is for you guys. Thanks for working here. And you kind of like shit on them for doing that.
Yeah.
That's I do feel bad because Brian and Gene do like take care of everyone there.
But that's also the restaurant industry, bro.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
well, no, but I would
That's
say-
true.
It's like what is it, like a 60% mark of like just stolen stuff that
Yeah.
like happens in bars.
But I would say though,
Really?
Yeah, dude, dude. I mean, maybe now when you have like a nice close family restaurant, like, dude, everyone steals from owners of restaurants. Like that.
Yeah.
That like,
Well, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
just part of
maybe
bartenders.
sometimes I respect
like if you
them.
like if you close,
Yeah.
you're putting like 6 pounds of chicken wings in your back.
Like, it's like, or like if you're a bartender and like you have one of your friends show up. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I want my friends to come to my job, so I have someone to talk to. Let me make sure I comp some of their drinks, and now they want to come.
Yeah,
Like,
and I think that's kind of the
like-
thing that was happening, and it's like it happens everywhere, but it's just like it's unfortunate when you have like such a close connection with like the actual owners and like the family, because like other places like like you can your franchise manager of that location.
You got
But,
plenty
like
of money.
you know what I mean?
That's it, yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like
It's different when it's like people that you care about.
Yeah. Fam ties make it way different. Come on now.
Yeah. But I'm speaking about Creekside, I'm happy with everything. We're on the upswing. So.
Yeah, it's nice because we have you full time. We have Jimmy back as a full time chef, and then
Yeah.
Gordon just graduated culinary
Well,
school.
it's kind of ridiculous at how fast Creekside like bounced back from like COVID. Because when COVID hit, all businesses were like under stress, closed, whatever.
Yep.
Now it's like literally like a year removed from probably like some of the worst summers or like some of the worst times for like to be in a restaurant business. Already bounced back. Like like full schedule of like bands, full like people in like calling back in for weddings, for like making reservations for spring. Like it's kind of ridiculous. You know what I mean? And we went from We went from having like a complaint every day about something about the food. Like people were like commenting like on Creekside like bad thing, like we're not coming back because the food like took forever, it wasn't what I wanted, whatever it is, to like we literally didn't have a complaint about anything on the like food wise for like 3 weeks straight.
Nice.
Like not one thing.
Real nice.
And then so I'm excited. You know, it's a fun place to work. That's why like it frustrates me when I heard that and they're like, can't do this anymore. I'm like, how hard is it to just not be a scumbag? Like, you know what I mean?
Treat us good here. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
like,
I brought you in.
I do my job, and then everyone does their part. I hope, but then it's like somebody messes it up, and you're like, great, fantabulous. But I don't know. I mean, you work in a restaurant too, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's one thing. I've never worked in any restaurant or anything.
Yeah, I mean it's fun, but it's also a lot of work.
Yeah.
In terms of service, nothing works being like a private club or something.
Yeah,
Like service industry for those,
Yeah.
so easy. It's so nice.
probably. all you do is make money.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk.
Yeah. I gotta say, jack shit.
You probably just walk up there and just make your drink.
Yeah,
$100.
or like doing like a like catering events, like serving.
Yeah.
I just hate taking orders. I hate having to take orders and like talk. Like I'm about just give them food. Like here you go.
Yeah.
Like fuck off.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm done.
Because you know like they get their appetizers, their main dish, like their entree, their desserts.
Yeah.
You know,
I
whatever.
just have a schedule. Like,
Yeah,
food,
you know what's
this
going
food goes
out.
out there.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's-
gets the same thing.
That's what happens upstairs. And then like a lot of the girls that work there, they like that. It's
Yeah,
easy.
it's
like,
so
you
easy.
know, like
Yeah.
okay, this number 4 over here on this table is getting chicken, and you just bring it out, and then they
Yeah.
run back, and then it's just like,
Well, that's how it is at weddings too.
Yeah, it's
well,
also
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what was
so there's
happening
no
last
like
night.
hold on, like when you're a server, like all the individual responsibilities on you. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
pretty
even
much.
if you're not the one running the food over,
You need to
if
put
someone
it in
gets the
writing.
wrong food, like even if you put it in correctly, like you're still there serving. Like that's your
Well,
fault.
dude, there's this chick that comes in. I know her name. I'm not gonna say it in the podcast, but but like,
you
but
wanna.
but
You
but
know
the
who
people
you
that
are.
work there, they listen to this portion of the podcast, even though it's like 2 hours right now. Like she'll come in and bro, if they get her and like the food doesn't come out like within like this time, she like won't tip.
Yeah.
And like, cause dude, no, like for
That
real,
was the shittiest one,
Cause
man.
I
Come
saw her the
on.
one time, and then like Kelly was telling me about it, and I was like, oh shit. And then D had her, and she's like, she said hi to the girl, and I was like, oh, is that the? And she's like, yeah. If the food doesn't come out, that's what. Because when she came in with you guys, she's like, can you bring this out at this time? And you guys were like, yeah. And I was like, damn, bro, she's really not gonna like tip her well
Yeah.
for things she can't always control.
Well, there's people that go to like old, like I know, like there's old guys that like go to restaurants, and if they get like a younger waitress, they'll be like scummy to them.
Yeah.
Like, they'll be like, you have to flirt with me like hardcore for me to give you a tip.
I don't like.
It's
You know what I mean?
It's
I
just
knew this
shitty,
guy.
man.
Like, here,
his
sit on my
soup-
lap, like-
his soup needed to like physically still be boiling basically
Yeah.
by the time he brought it to the table, or he'd immediately say it was too cold and you need to bring
Yeah,
it back.
yeah.
Every day, like every day.
All right,
People just have
Goldilocks.
such
Too
unreal
cold.
expectations all the time. But like,
I would never be
I don't-
mean to the people that are in charge of my food.
Nah.
Dude, my food could get fucked up at a restaurant, and like if it's like if it was like the wrong burger or whatever, I'd be like,
I'd be like, damn. I'm still gonna eat it.
I'm still gonna eat it. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say
Unless it's
anything.
like something I really don't like.
Yeah.
exactly.
I'll be like,
if it's a
hey,
big enough mistake,
listen.
so you're not gonna be like a raging asshole
Yeah.
about it. Like,
Over the people.
You better-
Dude,
I'm gonna throw this right back in the
'cause,
kitchen, like-
because I work in a service, like I understand like some light mistakes.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's messed up. But if I'm sitting in a restaurant,
Nice.
and like I'm waiting 40 minutes, like I know what it looks
Something's
like to
going on.
like be a food runner and stare at a ticket and see that
Yeah.
they was putting 40 minutes, and like I have no food. Like I know like now like people aren't doing their job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like because my food isn't out. here.
Well,
Like,
well,
that's-
sometimes
that's,
it does
that's
happen if-
major mess ups.
Well,
like,
last
just
week
not doing anything.
literally we sent out so we got like a ticket that came in, right? We made all the food, we sent out the ticket. The runner brought it to the wrong table, right? Now instead of being
he just
normal,
didn't say anything.
no, he didn't know. So he brings it to the wrong table. The people don't say anything. He doesn't know any better. The whole restaurant's packed. Like the 200 people were there.
It was fucking ridiculous.
Like it was really bad. We're just putting out food. 20 minutes later, they come back in and they're like half the plates are missing, and they're like, "Hey, so table like 21 got in the wrong order." And then so they ate half of the food. They ate like 3/4 of all the plates. Shut up! You were doing dishes. I know. So they so
and you guys are all getting pressed.
So they literally ate like 3/4 of every plate. Then decided to say, "This isn't our food. Where's our food?"
So they ate somebody
So
else's
they
food
ate somebody
first.
else's food, so that table didn't get fed. Then they said,
No.
"Where's our food at?" Because it's late.
It's
and they were
motherfuckers
serious.
like that.
And I was like, "Bro, that gets you shot, dog." Like,
Clean, just backhand.
oh, dude, it was
deserved.
bad. Like we were
Dude, you
so.
guys were getting heated, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there, just squeak, 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 squeak.
Because
and they're just getting mad.
There's
bro.
literally
Everybody
nothing.
back there.
Oh,
Yeah, because there's literally nothing that you could do. Like we literally were like, "What?"
And the
she's like,
waitress was who was
Courtney.
Yeah, she was like, "Well, I'm not even gonna fucking deal
Yeah,
with this."
and I'm like, well, what? How does that happen? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm like, hey, I'll get the chicken sandwich. Here's a ribeye. I'm like,
Just because I know they can do that. They can
Yeah, like-
now eat some and then bring it back. Like
dude, it's so dumb. But
scumbags.
yeah,
A whole lot of them, trust me. No, those I know. I just deal with the ones that have money and think they have money.
Oh yeah, the Louis Vuitton. Dude,
Ridiculousness, man.
what is it like
trust
working
me.
there?
Man, every day is just something a little different. Like, especially since the holidays. I mean, you get
Oh, I don't even wanna
masses and masses of people pouring in,
yeah,
bitching that they have to wait 2 hours, even though they know they got to wait 2 hours, and they know they could have set it up beforehand. And then they're yelling at all of us because we don't have some shit. You know what I mean? It's just every bit of negativity and the biggest asshole in everybody just comes out when they're gonna get there sometimes.
Yeah.
And what pisses me off the most is, like, I'll listen to all their BS their entire time waiting. They're just little comments. Well, can't you do this? Can't you make this go faster? Can you do this for me? Can you do that? Blah 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 blah. Give them all the spiels. They get in. It's all sunshine and rainbows and shit.
yep,
Oh, and they're immediately happy.
yep.
I'm like, after you just ruined my fucking life for
Yep.
an hour out here, you tortured me.
Because you're in charge of like the crowd control, right? Like you basically stand there at
like,
the door.
sign motherfuckers in,
Yeah.
answer their questions, de-escalate. Like,
Yeah.
So,
I feel you gotta do that a lot. Every time you always hear stories, it's like this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I had to like, yeah.
well, because I tell everybody there, I'm like, look, I just keep it simple. I'm not doing all the extra shit. I'm not just sitting there like starting a conversation with everybody in line. Fuck that. I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
All right. And just depending on the day, like now it's getting quiet.
Yeah.
But man, every day all I had was murder on my mind.
Dude, I couldn't
like-
work in retail anymore.
Nonstop. Melly's playing.
I really can't work in retail anymore. Like
Stay
thinking
out.
about working at like a store or something, I can't do it. Like I just can't deal with people that I just can't do it. Like if I had to, like if that was like the only job I could get, I
Yeah.
could suck it up. But like if I could, like if I'm like I'm gonna go work at Target, like no.
It drains
Never.
you, man. And for me, it's like I just hate not being able to say what I want to say. A lot
Yeah,
of times.
that's why
And
working in the
a different
kitchen's
line of
awesome.
job.
Because I
Yeah.
can curse you out the entire time I'm making your food.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like if I really don't want to do something, like even like I could just like or we can have a conversation while I make the food. Like
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
like I don't know.
Like, no, I feel you. That's why I run in the back. I'm blessed to have some good coworkers and whatnot around and can vent to, but just
Yeah.
it's like the poison that walks into that store.
Yeah.
Makes these motherfuckers.
It's hard to get away from.
And honestly, it's what people usually get wrong too. They think it's just everybody just rich and snobby coming in there. No, the worst ones are the people that think they're
Yeah.
rich as shit.
Yeah.
They're God's gift.
Dudes who can
or
only
whatever
buy
else.
a belt. Like
Well, dude,
you
yeah.
know from a mile away, like, that guy
Well, no,
at most
there's
is
this guy
getting
on
a belt.
TikTok who does like when the rich guy meets the really rich guy,
Yeah.
and the rich guy's like,
Dude
hey,
annoys
yo,
me.
I
so
like
much,
his.
bro.
I thought he was pretty cool, but he'll be like,
That dude's definitely under like the barely manageable in terms
Yeah.
of wealth, probably.
Yeah.
Well, no,
talking
I-
about
no,
what the
I
really
understand.
like,
No,
this dude ain't no
but he'll be
billionaire.
like-
What the fuck you
he'll
talking
be sitting
about?
here, it'd be like you and me, and I'd be like. And like I'm like the really rich guy, I'd be like, this fucking coffee sucks. Like, what the hell's going on here? I have my utopian coffee on at 2:00, and he'll be like, oh, what's up, Reggie? Can I just get the
Yeah.
usual?
Wait a
oh,
minute.
we don't have
Wait,
that.
hold on. Yeah. Screw whatever you're saying. Who is that guy?
No, dude. See,
Who is this
dude,
guy?
What this guy's
No,
trying to
I
do?
just
dude,
thought
dude,
about
he's
that.
He's trying to de-villainize the billionaires. He's trying to seem like they're cool. Like, oh, they're just cool, relaxed.
he
people.
rich?
No, dude.
No. He just plays like he acts.
So he's just a guy who wants you to look up to like billionaires.
No,
Yeah,
I
but
just-
yeah,
I'm-
it's like
you should
not.
in a
It's
certain
like
perspective, you should.
if you're really well off and like you've done well in your life, like you're an asshole. But if you're a billionaire, like you're
No, but I
coolest
feel
guy
like-
on
You've
the planet.
committed
I
many
feel like there's
SEC
some-
violations.
Yeah, dude. But as
You're
long as you're a
up there.
billionaire, you're fine. Yeah, like
I'm
Hey, if
gonna-
you're in the top 10 list, you're cool, man.
I'm
you're
gonna
cool.
I gotta
You're a cool
unfollow
motherfucker.
this guy.
thought it was a cool TikTok.
No, that's all. I thought he was like somebody. Like I thought not
No,
somebody, but I thought he was like
he's wow.
wow English.
Wow.
That dude started watching Succession. He's like, I know what I need to do.
He started watching Ballers and was like,
He's like,
Ballers now. Oh boy.
while he watched The Boiler Room. Like I know what to do now. But yeah. All right. Well, I guess we should wrap up.
Yeah,
At the 2-hour mark.
Yes, we should have turned on the light. It
Yeah,
got
I know,
dark.
getting
It got dark in here.
I just noticed that too. I was like, wow, I'm like blinking a lot. Like, my
Yeah.
eyes are trying to adjust.
Yeah, guys, make sure you're. We're glad to be back. We're gonna be doing this on Saturdays and Sundays now. Saturdays
Yeah.
will be the normal pods, and then Sundays will be our coffee talk episodes. We're just
Yeah.
talk shit and have fun.
I
Yeah.
must say, experience this in person today.
Yeah.
You guys are all right.
Oh, thanks.
You
I
guys are
appreciate
nice.
it.
You know, hearing you in my ears is one thing.
Yeah.
Seeing you every other day of the week's another thing too. But seeing you in the environment,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Gavin.
Oh,
Bulls.
thanks, man.
And that guy behind the camera too. He's all right too.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
Nah, seriously, y'all
hard.
killing this shit.
Well, I
Y'all
appreciate it.
killing
Yeah, we put a lot of man hours, a lot of hard work into this, and
man hours, huh?
tell you
Yeah,
what,
it's-
I tell you
yeah,
what,
it's-
I'm here for Nancy. But yeah, no, we put a lot of hard work into it, and coming from where we like first started, like it's ridiculous how far we've come. Like, everyone like does their part, everyone pitches in, everyone does what they can, and
We have a tripod.
Dude, I was really hoping I'd like feel a fart that I could put in the mic at some point. Just never came to me. Like, 2 hours, bro. I haven't gotten one single fart. I'm kind of sad.
that sucks for you.
But yeah, no,
But
we're
if you
just.
ever want to record a fart, I might use it as an ad lib.
No, we're just hyped that we can like have like all like our friends on, talk and have fun. But
Yeah.
that's it. We're gonna wrap things up. And
Yeah, I mean, you guys
Hey,
can
it's
like
been great, y'all.
yeah, guys, just look out for the new episodes on Saturdays and Sundays now, rather than throughout the week.
Yep.
And other than that, that's pretty much it.
And
So,
go,
all right.
go Spotify, Apple Music, anything. Go stream some City Lights, y'all.
go stream.
yeah,
some
go
City
stream some
Lights.
city lights.
Yep.
All right, thank you everybody. Take care.
Yeah.